Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's getting wild, bro. The drama, the gossip, the infighting, the conspiracy theories. It's getting fun, man. You know, I've reported on this Tim Pool, Candace Owens feud. So I can't stop now. We got to follow this. We got to follow it. I can't just kind of dive in and then forget about it because I know some of you are like, oh, Tim Pool and Candace again. Sorry, but this is what we're going to have to do. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Shout out to all the pingdom. That's what we're calling it now. I'm just set on that. It's the pingdom. I think that works the best. You know, Team Ping, Ping Army. It's just the pingdom. We're the pingdom. Welcome to the pingdom. Hello, everybody. So I don't know if you've been following TPUSA. I played the video last episode of TPUSA, basically putting it out there that they are going to be doing a live stream countering all the claims of Candace Owens, and they invited Candace to be on that live stream, and she accepted, and now she's kind of not accepted because she's too busy, or I don't know, she's coming up with excuses, which is kind of funny because I don't think it would go well for Candace if she was to show up and actually debate. I don't think they would kill her. I mean, that's the other thing she hinted at, is that like they might assassinate her. It's fucking like TPUSA is going to invite her to do an interview, and then all of a sudden some fucking hitman's going to come out from behind the camera or something. It's fucking crazy. But we got a lot of clips. It's probably going to end up being a long show because we got Candace versus Tim. We got Candace going back on saying she will go on TPUSA and actually, you know, address all the claims in person. That's not going to happen now. We got clips on that. We got Nick Fuentes and fucking Steven Crowder, which is pretty interesting. We got some clips for that too. We got a lot of shit. It's going to be a long show. So buckle up. Go get yourself something to drink. What are we going to start it with? Today? Hold on. I'm all out of wax today, guys. All out of wax. Whatever the fuck that means. I'm all out of sorts. Let me get my shit right. Okay, here we go. Here's the first clip. This is Tim yesterday. Tim, you know, if you look at the thumbnail, that quote, you know, she's a piece of shit. That's directly from Tim. And that was kind of the lightest of the insults he threw at Candace. But yeah, the war is on right now. The Tim Pool, Candace Owens war is heating up. And I don't think I've ever seen Tim this riled up before. He's really pissed. And I think it's the views is what really sinks in and like really digs at his chaff. He's just like, oh no, how's she getting so many views? And I'm not even close to that. But that doesn't mean he's wrong. Yes, he might be jealous. A lot of people might be jealous of how successful Candace is right now. But that doesn't make them wrong with their criticisms. Okay. So let's listen to Tim. He really digs in hard on Candace here.
Be predominant.
I'm going to grab one super chat that just came in before we jump to the next story, and it's Huey says, Tim, I work in construction and experienced the same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible. She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected. Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And she's doing everything she can to destroy that. And
I am noticing a similar trend. Like a lot of people are in on the conspiracies, man. I think if you were to run into 10 random people, like 7 of them would be all in. No, it's a conspiracy. There's no way. I don't believe Tyler Robinson did it. So her message is getting out there, man. The regular folks they're all in.
That is going to, I suppose, it's going to rip out the coffers on the right. There is no organization like Turning Point that exists anywhere else that has the resources and the reach. And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it through the window is not helping. And it's the most demoralizing thing ever. Additionally, all of the fucking cowards on the right who are too...
When did Tim start dropping F-bombs on his show? Isn't that something that would have got you kicked off his show in the past, and now he's just dropping F-bombs left and right?
Scared to say anything about her. because she tweets at me talking shit or whatever, and then a bunch of people come and flood our chat. I could give a single flying fuck. You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a fucking scumbag. Okay?
Jesus
and
Christ,
she's getting
dude.
worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line.
I don't think I've heard Tim talk like this on his show. Is this a new thing, or is he talking like this all the time now? Because I don't remember him talking like this.
Every day, insinuating
This
the
is crazy,
turning point
Tim.
literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and it's at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms. We're gonna lose the midterms, then we're gonna lose in 2028, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest, retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason? Now, guess what? I'm not on the best of terms with Turning Point either. In case you didn't remember, they didn't invite us this year, and it's become a big thing or whatever. I have nothing. I can say I know what they are. I know what they do, and I'm glad they do it. And if we don't get along, so be it. I don't know that they make it without Charlie, whatever. But what is the purpose of intentionally?
The odds are against them, because when you have somebody like a Charlie, right? Charlie's like a Michael Jordan. He's there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to fill his shoes. You know, it's like what happened to the Bulls when Jordan went away. They sucked for 2 years. He came back. They started winning championships again. I don't think the odds are on their side. It's gonna be an uphill battle for sure.
Fanning the flames for 3 endless months of just nonstop retard shit. Candace, holy crap! You know, initially in the beginning, she brought up some interesting things. New photos had emerged, and I said, "Wow, I even said this to Andrew Colvett at Turning Point at the beginning of October." Now she's at the point where it is video after video where she's saying it's an inside job. She's saying like there's a video of the dude, Mikey McCoy, grabbing his phone and making a phone call, and she's acting like that's weird. And then you get this other guy who's claiming that the business is a parking lot. Well, he full well knows businesses can be registered anywhere. To be fair, it's not only just Candace and saying what she's saying. It is all of these people who are like piranhas ripping the right to shreds.
Because all you got to do is turn that algorithm on. Once people see, holy shit, look at how well Candace is doing covering this. People are going to copy. And so I've always been suspicious of the algorithms, because once they turn something on, they turn it up, right? Like, oh, whatever, you're allowed to fucking, or like say there's somebody they don't like, right? Like, for example, let's say there's somebody like a Joe Rogan who all of a sudden they don't like. You turn it up, like any fucking negativity against Joe, you turn that shit up. And then now you have a million too lazy to tries just making, oh, Joe Rogan sucks content. And it does so fucking good. It almost does as well as Joe Rogan's content. So yeah, man, the algorithm's fucking blasting that shit into everybody's feed right now. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of copycats.
A lot of cowards on the right being unwilling to say anything about it.
Hey, I've been talking about it, Tim. I've been talking about it. I think she's just as retarded as you think she is, man. And it doesn't do me any favors. Everybody gets mad. Oh, Pink Trip, I can't believe you believe the official story. Pink Trip, it's kind of sad, all you dudes out there that fall for this shit. It's one thing, like, if you're a gossipy chick, like, I get it, dude. You know, this is your soap opera. But the dudes that are just falling for this fucking soap opera gossipy bullshit, it's like, you guys are supposed to, like, see through this shit. But I don't know, there's a lot of feminine dudes out there.
Well, this is where we go. The Democrats are trying to find a way back to reality. They published this thing where they said, oh, we've got to, it's called Deciding to Win. And they said, we have to address kitchen table issues. Like hell, I would ever vote for someone like Elizabeth Warren or Gavin Newsom. But what I think is likely to start occurring now is the grifter right is cannibalizing itself. You are going to see the right now move from a populist base more to a neocon base. Democrats are going to go to war internally over the far left, and you'll see the emergence now of these deciding to win types, which, like Stephen A. Smith, will start agreeing with people like me and Joe Rogan. And they're going to try and win back the ground, and they're going to utilize the absurdity, psycho-reality of Candace Owens to rip people from the right so that Democrats can start winning again. And that is the reality the right has to contend with. Conservatives had a coalition. Charlie helped build it. Disaffected liberals came on board. People like Candace are intentionally burning it to the ground. Stephen A. Smith is coming out. Bill Maher even now coming out more reasonably. The Democrats are going to reemerge. Those that sold their souls for woke and to COVID are going to lose out, and they're going to...
Is Bill Maher going to vote Republican? I don't believe that. I know he's like not as crazy leftist as he used to be, but he's going to fall in with the Dems when it comes time. No doubt about it.
Retire. The AOC types, you're going to see her desperately try to moderate. But
yes, I've heard of Ian Coltsy. Ian follows me on Twitter. I know who Ian Carroll is. I've asked him to come on the show. He never responded. Yeah, but I don't watch him regularly, but of course I know who he is.
We're going to see...
Coltsy, are you still salty, bro? Get on the fucking Discord. Let's talk, Coltsy. Stop being salty in my chat when you can actually fucking talk to me.
These swing districts,
Weird.
They're going to try. Now, that being said, hyperpolarization, as I've already described, may affect New York and Los Angeles and Chicago, so we will see it. Maybe...
Coltsy, are you in love with Candace Owens? Is that what's going on? Are you defending her honor? Are you upset? Are you upset that I think Candace Owens has lost her mind or is just a really terrible grifter? One or the other. Is that what's going on, Coltsy?
At Area 51,
I'm sorry, bro.
Super chatted $1.99. Him on the side, Jimmy Dore versus Tim Pool on Candace.
You're on Jimmy Dore? Yeah, I think Jimmy Dore is siding with Candace. A lot of people are. God bless him. You know? I like Jimmy Dore. I think if he thinks Candace is not just fucking grifting and lying her ass off and isn't like actually doing real damage to like real people's lives and not actually, she's not getting to the bottom of fucking anything. She's not solving anything. She's just speculating out of her fucking mind and drawing her huge audience to be suspicious of people that are, I don't know, I'll go out on a limb, I'll say most likely innocent of murdering Charlie Kirk and making these people's lives fucking difficult, man. Real difficult.
It all just gets ripped apart anyway.
You know, time will tell, okay? This is one of these things where maybe one of the people ask, why is Erica Kirk not saying anything? Well, maybe because she knows if she just keeps quiet, eventually this is gonna all fucking backfire on Candace and she's gonna... So it's like, okay, just let her fucking self-destruct. Oh yeah, she's getting all these views now and everybody's like, oh, she's getting all these views, so that means she's right. Like, just wait. This house of cards is gonna come crumbling down. I don't need to do anything and it's gonna be terrible for her. I mean, that might be the thing, but I don't think long-term, when you draw this out over the next couple years, I don't think this is gonna be good for Candace in the long run. We'll see, though. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
And you end up with 15 different...
Candace won't, though. We'll see.
...factions all fighting for power in the federal government. All I can say is it is frustrating to look at everything that's happening in the world and realize, you know, for a brief moment, my friends, maybe this is a little bit too black-pilled, but I'll say what I'm going to say. It looks like victory a year ago. It wasn't a long, protracted election. It was a snap and done. Trump won. Wow. And then one by one, cracks in this coalition begin to form. For whatever reason, the falling of Daily Wire, the ousting of Jeremy Boring.
Oh, yeah. But you gotta blame Trump a little bit. You know, no one made him do what he did with the Epstein files. That was a big part of it. Yeah, there's the whole Nick Fuentes crowd, which like, no matter what you do, if you're not calling out Israel hard enough, they fucking are not happy. But then, yeah, Candace and this whole thing, this is just another fucking little thing that's going to hurt the right. Because it's like, oh, instead of coming together and being like, yeah, those left-wingers sure are fucking crazy and they're murdering people now. Now it's just, oh, no, it's actually a big conspiracy. Actually, it was the right that killed them because of blah, 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 blah. I mean, it depends on what day it is, the why, you know. We'll see what's next. I'm going to be back. I think we're back with the Egyptian fucking spy planes again. Is that the latest? Is it the French hit squads or the Egyptian spy planes? I don't know. I can't keep up. But she responded to this. I noticed something funny. Like if you look at the thumbnail of this video, that is a freeze frame of Candace right in between putting on this big smile and this like, oh, nothing bothers me. Bro, the micro expressions coming from this chick, she seems like she's about to fucking cry, dude. Like she puts on the character, she puts on the big smile, but every now and then you pause it at the right time and it looks like she's about to fucking cry. And I don't know, maybe I'm reading into things too much, but as a body language expert myself, the micro expressions are off the charts with Candace. I don't know. I think she's not doing well. I spiritually feel that she's not doing well. Spiritually, something feels not right with Candace, you know? But yeah, here's her responding to Tim. This is getting fun.
In
Let's do
other
it. Drama and
news
gossip.
and emotional manipulation, Tim Pool was having some sort of a breakdown. I don't really know what it's about. I don't know why he's tweeting about me all the time. I hope he gets well. But I do want to address this absurd point that he is making about why we shouldn't be speaking about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Take a listen.
You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating that Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms. We're gonna lose the midterms. Then we're gonna lose it.
See, this is the fakest smile in the world. It just seems fake to me.
2028, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and
See, this is, yeah, I wanted to see if I could catch this little micro expression real time. This is the micro expression. She purses her lips and looks like she's about to fucking cry. And then, oh, no, wait, no, bring back the smile.
Work together. She says
nope, cover face because I'm having a hard time pretending to smile.
Stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around.
She got the good fake smile back on now. Good. Yeah, we know it doesn't bother you, Candace. It doesn't bother you.
Divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just
Yeah, the midterms don't matter. What matters is my little fucking soap opera, where I just make shit up out of thin air and keep every. And we're getting to the No, the midterms don't matter. It doesn't matter, you know, if Democrats get elected again and they start flooding the country with third world people again. That doesn't matter, right? What matters is your fucking soap opera made up drama bullshit in your head. That's what matters. It doesn't matter. Let's have Gavin fucking Newsom running the country. What does it matter? What does it matter?
Just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's what I say. Was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It is not the time because it is your job to get people into office. This is what I mean when I suggest.
Well, some of us do care about actually fixing some of the problems in this country. And I understand, like, Trump's not perfect. And I guess you think Trump is hiding the. I mean, look, if you've listened to her, she basically has insinuated, among a million other people, that Trump had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death. Is Trump perfect? No. Is Trump better than Gavin Newsom? Yes. Do I want to make sure we continue to fucking clean up, keep our borders closed, get people fucking out that shouldn't be here, and not reopen the third world fucking train to just like, okay, everybody in the third world, just come on in, choo choo, come on into America and fuck everything up. No. So yeah, that matters to me. It matters a whole lot more than your little fucking weird woman drama, gossipy bullshit.
That nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real. So he really thinks he's doing something there. And actually what he's doing is proving my point. These people just saw Charlie as a means to an end, okay? As a political horse that they could ride. And so,
I mean, she might as well be talking about herself right now. This is absolutely, she's so often like fucking just projects what she's doing onto other people. It's like, you're riding that horse. You've been riding the fuck out of that Charlie horse. That Charlie horse, you fucking rode it. You rode it so hard, it's like it can barely move now, man. But yeah. We're the bad guys.
For whatever reason, they got tired riding him.
We're the bad guys because we're like, well, shouldn't we have evidence before we start slandering people and accusing them of murdering like their friend or their husband? Shouldn't we have evidence rather than just, I just spiritually feel something's wrong here? I mean, even if you were like really onto something, you would still be very careful about accusations without having evidence to cover it up because that's just fucking irresponsible. Like, what are we doing, dude? What world is this fucking woman living in, man?
And now they're angry because they also were going to whip the horse, the ghost the ghost of Charlie Kirk, and say, we still need you to shore up votes. And it is inconvenient that people who actually cared about Charlie and saw him as a, I don't know, human being, want to know why he was publicly executed in front of us and why we're being lied to about everything. That is why Tim Pool is upset.
Bro, the trial hasn't even fucking happened yet. You know, there's probably a ton of fucking evidence that we haven't gotten on top of what we've already gotten, which everybody just goes, oh, there's no way this is real. There's no way he would talk like this in a text message. There's no way he would use the word vehicle. But, oh my God, this is all fake.
Super chatted $5. Heyo. Here's a theory. Candace was in love with Charlie, but Charlie didn't reciprocate because Erica was in the picture. Tinfoil mic drop.
It is a theory. You know, I have a spiritual. It's something spiritually just tells me that theory must be true. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's theorizing, but some of the old videos you see and the way she talks about Charlie, it does seem like she was maybe in love with Charlie, but who knows? But I think he made the right choice going with Erica Kirk. I would have gone with Erica Kirk over Candace. Much higher quality
As
there.
Macho super chatted $1.95. You can't read facial expressions.
Okay. I'll remember that in the future, Majo.
Because midterms, it's going to be my fault, not the fault of the feds for feeding us BS. It's not going to be the fault of Turning Point USA for lying and thinking that they're brighter than us and seemingly not caring about the investigation. It's not going to be the fault of, I don't know, maybe...
Not caring about your investigation, Candace. They care about the actual investigation that matters. You know, the one that's going to end up in court with actual evidence and not just my spiritual feelings. I had a dream. Charlie came to me in a dream. I'm telling you, dude, I bet you they're sitting on so much fucking evidence we don't have right now. Maybe they're not, but that's the thing. We don't know because they're not going to come out and fucking give their whole case away.
At Majo super chatted $5.21. It's Christmas, they want her to go there like it's a intervention PFFT. What's crazy is all the deception.
Where's the deception? We're going to cover that. That's going to be next. I don't see the deception there. They came out, responded to fucking Candace and said, hey, we're going to do a live stream where we're going to break down all of her claims and she's welcome to join if she wants to. So and then she comes out and goes, anytime, anywhere, you name the place. And then they schedule their live stream, which they're already going to do with or without her, and go, you're welcome to join. And then all of a sudden, the most important thing in the world that she can't stop talking about, all of a sudden it's a problem. She kind of, she went back on what she said, any place, anytime. It's the 15th. There's plenty of time to coordinate to fucking be there, right? It's so important to you. Here's your chance. But she's going to do, I'm telling you, it's going to go like the last time when she did an interview. And then I got a clip of that too. It's not going to go well if she does it. I don't see TPUSA being fucking scandalous or being deceptive. They're scheduling their stream like they said they would. And the open invite to Candace is there. She can either show up or not. And all of a sudden it's a problem. Well, how dare you do this and how dare you do that? When the day before it was, anytime, any place, you name the time and place, I'll be there. And then now all of a sudden it's a problem. And if it's so important, just make it fucking work. But no, what she's going to do now is she's going to restream the show and then add her own commentary. Okay. We'll see. The one thing I do disagree with TPUSA is that they should let her come in. If she's willing, which I think she said, if she's willing to do it remotely, they should just do it remotely with her. Some reason they have a problem with that. I disagree with that. Just make it work. Make it happen. If it's got to be remotely, then it's fucking remotely.
Actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's a president of the United States,
Thank you for
and look us in the
bro.
face and said, are we still talking about the Epstein files? No, that's not his fault. The fault is Candace Owens for wanting to figure out who murdered her friend. Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an algorithm. Why do you care so much about humans? Like, why are you a human? Like, if somebody in your family dies, you need to focus on midterms. Okay? That is the point of a Tim Pool show. It doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying, family members who have died, if you have children that you care about and you maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by pedophiles. You need to put that all aside and vote for whoever the hell Tim Pool tells you to vote for. I just want to platform that idea. I think obviously there's something wrong with me, and Tim Pool's got it figured out. His soul seems like it's really intact, and it's not for sale at all. Anyways, we'll take a quick break and get into.
Yeah. It's funny. She thinks she's like doing a serious investigation. It's like this is not a serious investigation, Candace. You have no investigative skills. Your investigative skills are like what my 80-year-old aunt thinks. It's like, ooh, I feel like there's a spirit watching over me right now. And that spirit, it's like, it's fucking mumbo jumbo bullshit. But please release the evidence, okay? If you have it, release it. Oh, that's right. You don't have any evidence. You got a bunch of fucking anonymous emails and texts people send you. Okay. All right. Here's Tim again. This is, I think I got this one right. I just was like, I'm just going to save it. I'm not going to fucking change anything. But here's Tim talking about it again today. He claims nobody hated Charlie more than Candace.
And she doesn't quite take in what kind of impact it has on her viewers, but also what kind of impact it has on Charlie and the family and the legacy that he left behind. Because
nice
I don't
accent.
think that Charlie would have wanted
I like
any
her
of this.
accent.
That's part of why.
Oh, I mean, I completely agree. I think the idea that Charlie would want her to advocate everyone pull their donations from the organization he built.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
No one hates Charlie more than Candace Owens. Let me say that very, very clearly.
That's what Charlie would have loved it. He would have been like, thank you, Candace, for destroying everything I built and attacking everybody I loved. Oh, thank you, Candace. You're the only one that's got my back.
I want to say it straight to the camera for all of her biggest fans, and then she can grab this clip and put it on her show. I do think it's absolutely hilarious that we're substantially smaller shows than hers, but she brought us up anyway. So thanks for saying my name, Candace. No.
At Alive super chatted $2. Candace's evidence is sparkles emoji, vibes, sparkles emoji.
Essentially, that's what it boils down to. She doesn't say the words vibes. She just like my feelings and spiritually. I just spiritually know something's wrong. Which I mean, what's the difference between that and vibes? It's terrible. It really is. You know, it's so irresponsible too. Like. It's like Reddit when Reddit tries to investigate some shit and then they're like, oh, they think they get the guy. And then like everybody starts harassing the guy. And then it's like, oh, actually, we got the wrong guy and we just ruined this guy's life. It's that, except times 10, dude.
No one hated Charlie Kirk more than Candace Owens.
I'm not saying there aren't good armchair investigators on the internet. Okay, they exist. But 99% of the people who are online investigators, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're clickbaiters. They're just, you know, looking to get views.
Reviles him. She spits on his grave and she smiles while doing it. Okay, quote over. And I'll say this because Charlie.
Listen to it again. I broke it up.
Owens. Yeah. Let me say that very, very clearly. I want to say it straight to the camera for all of her biggest fans, and then she can grab this clip and put it on her show. I do think it's absolutely hilarious that we're substantially smaller shows than hers, but she brought us up anyway. So thanks for saying my name, Candace. No one hated Charlie Kirk more than Candace Owens. She reviles him, she spits on his grave, and she smiles while doing it.
At Darren Verney 3662 super chatted $1.99. Candace still would hit it though, no?
This is the most important question of them all, Darren. Yes, obviously I'd still hit it. I mean, you know. I'd have to be, you know, I'd have to be in the right situation, you know, maybe out at a bar, having some drinks. And, you know, like, yeah, okay, I'll wrap the night up with Candace. But, yeah, it's not like I'd go out of my way to hit it. But, I mean, if she's the cutest girl at the bar at the right time, yeah, she can get it.
Okay, quote over. And I'll say this because Charlie spent his life building out these organizations. Candace is doing everything in her power to tear them down. She hates Charlie. She hates what Charlie built, and she wants it to burn. She hates Charlie's family. She hates Charlie's friends. She's accused them of killing him. She's accused his wife of having knowledge of these events. And then she comes out and says, I never said that. Not in the literal sense, but there's literally no other logical conclusion to what you're saying. So when I look at Colvette, and Bowyer and Blake and Erica and the people who work at Turning Point. And I say, you know, maybe they're not handling things properly and they don't know what to do what Charlie was doing. There's fears that Turning Point can't make it without Charlie. All of that is them trying to make Turning Point survive. Candace is advocating you abandon Turning Point USA. It's kind of remarkable to see, but let's just do the logic here. Simple question for all of you. Throw it in the chat. Who do you think cares more about Turning Point? The people trying to salvage and save it, or the woman telling everybody to pull their donations? Then you can ask yourself this. If Charlie were alive today, what do you think he'd be saying about all of this? Do you think he would say, I don't trust my wife and my best friends to run my organization? Or do you think he'd be saying, Candace should burn down Turning Point USA? I think the reality is a lot of people who follow Candace, they're masquerading much like the woke do. They don't really care about Turning Point. They want to watch it all burn down. They want to see Turning Point go belly up because they're nihilists. I'm not saying literally everybody who watches her, but in what reality does it?
A lot of people in society that are this way. A lot of people. Society is becoming fucking pretty dark, dude. But this is nothing new, right? I mean, like, you watch what happens when somebody's on a rooftop about to jump. Everybody shows up and they want to watch. And then in New York, they'll be like, jump, jump, jump.
At that rabbit's super chatted $10.
That's a rabbit's.
One positive thing about Candace, she has the field of view of a gazelle.
She does got some big eyes. There's nothing that's, I mean, her eyes are pretty. I think she's got big, beautiful eyes. But yeah, nothing's out of view for Candace.
Makes sense that
Thank
Charlie
you,
would
how you doing,
want
brother?
Candace to burn Turning Point to the ground.
Look, I will play devil's advocate. If Charlie felt that he was actually murdered by everybody close to him, yes. So if you believe that Turning Point and friends, excuse me, guys, those random burps, they just come out. If Charlie really believed that Turning Point and Egypt and France and Israel and Trump and the FBI and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and everybody in the world, basically, you know, then he would probably have that view. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I want to see the trial. I want to see all of the evidence they have on Tyler Robinson. But what will happen is Candace will probably watch the trial as well. And she won't believe anything the state presents, any evidence the state has. It's just, it'll be, this is so fake. This is so dumb. Everything's so fake and gay. And this is blah, blah, blah. But me, on the other hand, I will be waiting and watching to see what the evidence is. And then when I have the full picture, all of the evidence the state has that they're going to use to try Tyler Robinson, then I can probably make a better informed decision as to, is this a conspiracy? Is this guy a patsy, or is this just another crazy fucking kid who got manipulated by left-wing circles, who to me seems like he's a little bit off. He seems a little crazy. He seems like he might have a little bit of something or another. We'll see. January. Coming next month, guys. We'll have a trial. And I hope it's televised.
It makes no sense.
Not at all.
And in what reality does this help us win a political victory moving into a midterm year? It doesn't. So I tell you this, my friends. Yeah, I'll put it like this. I got asked about why we weren't invited to Turning Point USA. And they've since invited us back, whatever. But I said,
okay, well, I think that's the end of that clip. I don't need the TPUSA Tim drama. So, you know, we're not allowed to ask questions anymore, guys. I mean, I know that's all Candace is doing is asking questions. But apparently, she doesn't like it when we ask questions, because that's all fucking, what's this guy's name again? I forgot his name. Cam Higbee. That's all Cam Higbee's doing here. He's just asking a question.
Absolutely. I'm Kingsley Wilson. I'm the press secretary here at the Pentagon. We're in the Pentagon briefing room, and it's been fantastic. Get to come to the Pentagon every day, and now you all do as well.
Yeah. So this is my first question, and don't laugh. Does the DOW have any evidence at all of a French military plot to assassinate Candace Owens?
That is an interesting question. Not that I'm aware of, but, you know, interesting question. I can try to find out and maybe let you know. I think that might.
Please, yes, please find out everything you know and let us know.
At Darren Verney 3,662 super chatted $1.99.
Thank you, Darren. I want to see like millions of dollars spent on investigating this claim by Candace Owens. At this point, I don't care how much money you have to spend. We need to get to the bottom of this. Is France trying to kill Candace Owens? I want to know. I want our government to investigate.
might be more of a law enforcement matter, though. Absolutely.
So yeah, she answered the question pretty reasonably. She did laugh. Maybe she shouldn't have laughed. But yeah, so now Candace is upset about that. We're not allowed to ask questions. She's only allowed to.
With glee this morning, sharing news that another Zionist influencer named Cam Higbee.
Zionist influencer. This is always the fucking tactic, dude. You have your questions, and then when you have your questions, oh, you're paid off by the Israelis. You're taking a $7,000 check. You're a Zionist influencer. I didn't know Cam Higbee was a Zionist influencer. I guess maybe I'm unaware.
Who has also now been credentialed.
But didn't Charlie Kirk also call himself a Zionist? I remember seeing clips of Charlie Kirk calling himself a Zionist. So I don't know. I'm confused. As you know, Charlie Kirk, okay, Zionist, but then another person not. I don't know. I'm confused by all this. It's
by the
confusing
Pentagon, decided to ask the perhaps $1 billion question to the Pentagon's press secretary, a young woman named Kingsley Wilson.
662 super chatted $1.99. Me just comes off as just a self-righteous nerd.
Well, yeah, that's how he comes off. He always comes off as a nerd. But that don't make him wrong.
About the foreign angle of Charlie's assassination. Now, I obviously reported that the French Foreign Legion were apparently on the ground on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination. So here is Cam Higbee, who I guess is playing dress up as a reporter, asking the Pentagon's press secretary a question about the most viral story for about a week pertaining to France's participation in the biggest political assassination that has taken place since JFK, I would say. I think that's fair. Here's our new press corps, guys. Take a listen to, actually, first, let's focus in on Cam Higbee's question. The way he asks it is, I think, worthy of highlighting.
So now there's a problem with the way questions are asked? I thought we were just asking questions. I thought it was okay to ask questions. And all he's doing is asking a question. A lot of people would have asked if they were there, because I would have asked it too. I would have been like, what's going on with Candace? Did you guys look over the shit she sent you? Is there an investigation open? Like, what's going on? I would have asked that question, but apparently now asking questions is wrong.
Take a listen.
Absolutely. I'm Kingsley Wilson. I'm the press secretary here
we already watched
on Every Day.
Plot.
First question.
Candace Owens.
Okay, here's my first question. Don't laugh. It's like two girls getting their nails done. Okay, let me ask.
Because you're a joke, Candace. Unfortunately, it's, I know you have a huge audience and, oh my God, she's got so many viewers. But to most of the people who haven't fallen for the bullshit, it's kind of a laughing thing. We're all laughing about it. We're like, oh, have you seen Candace? Man, she's lost her fucking mind. So sorry, but, it's kind of your own doing.
We're like a sleepover. Okay. I have something to tell you. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Is this supposed to make us think?
$1.99. Does the French First Lady have a Y chromosome?
That's above my pay grade, bro. I said we need to get somebody to go check. We need a trusted expert to go take a look. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna pretend I have the answer to that shit.
That this is not propaganda. Are we going? This is cool. Is this the new strategy?
She's definitely a creep. She's definitely a creep picking up fucking, young kids. Because at her age, to be fucking with a 14-year-old, or I probably got to look up the details again, but definitely a creep. I'll put myself on the line for that one.
All the cool kids don't even ask the feds questions. All the cool kids just get in line and do whatever they say. All the cool kids just think it's beyond crazy to consider that the state would assassinate people, even though that's what we do. That's what the CIA does. We just murder people around the world.
Oh, so it's now the CIA's murder? Or I thought it was France.
But that's crazy talk. And so they're going to make it's like too cool to even answer. Take it away, Kingsley.
That is an interesting question. Not that I'm aware of, but, interesting question. I can try to find out and maybe let you know. I think that might be more of a law enforcement matter, though.
Yeah, but she never really properly went through the right check. She just sent somebody at the FBI a text. I imagine it's probably Dan Bongino. I would imagine Dan Bongino or somebody like that. She sent a text to him. She didn't go through the proper channels to actually make sure things are addressed. But who knows? I guess, you know, the way it works when you're as big and famous as Candace, you know, you just text people and then everything gets done.
No, I think
But I would like to see somebody in the government actually have some answers and be like, we did look into this and there's no it's not credible, or we couldn't find anything, or, you know, maybe Candace is right and there's some suspicious stuff here. We're going to keep investigating. I don't know, but I would like to hear the government respond.
actually the Department of Defense, this would be a good matter for you guys to take up, of whether or not foreign governments are plotting assassinations of American citizens. Feels like this might be the right department to me, and I'm not laughing. So when I say to you guys, when I stress to you guys that you should not be signing up for war, you should not be signing up for the military, you should not get involved in this obvious war that they are planning that's coming soon. This exact moment between these two people is what I'm referring to. It's like a rare glimpse into the elitist perspective of our government. Like, our job, I guess, is to work and to deposit money so that they can build themselves complexes like the Pentagon, which is a 6.5 million square.
Okay, so now we're just yeah, okay. Well, maybe you should follow up. Maybe you should go through the official channels, and or maybe you should like release your evidence that you have so everybody can fucking see it. But no, it's just some high level guy texted you, and it's you know, I don't know. We're all just supposed to. It's take my word for it, shit. You know, just trust me, bro. Shit. Breaking: Candace Owens. So this is her again. So we have the full timeline. This is her accepting TPUSA's offer for her to join their live stream, which they're already planning to do, and they're like, you're welcome to join when we do it, okay? And she accepts.
Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix.
See how it goes? See, like, they're already planning a live stream, right? It's like if I do my show at 9 o'clock every night, and I'm like, hey, you want to join my show tomorrow? You're welcome. I'm doing this show about this, and you're welcome to join. And then, but then it's when I do the show at 9 and then you're like, how come you didn't call me and come up with it? It's like, no, this is when we're going to do the show, and you're welcome to join or not join. And then it becomes this weird thing, which we're going to get to. We'll let it finish.
At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court. Our motivation for doing this is not out of any obligation to Candace. It is about honoring Charlie. We feel a deep responsibility to protect his legacy, his work, and the truth. I feel that. I owe Charlie everything in my life.
Yeah, weird that he's reading off a script when somebody like Candace is going to fucking take every word that comes out of your mouth and be like, did you misspeak about this? Dude, I misspeak about shit all the time. Last night I said I was a dishwasher. I never was a dishwasher. I was just a busboy. And I'm like, why did I say I was a dishwasher? I don't know. Maybe I'm lying and I want people to think I'm a dishwasher. Or maybe sometimes people fucking misspeak. And when you have this much scrutiny going on, yeah, you're going to read from a fucking script.
At Spocko 2181 super chatted $4.99. Imagine being her husband. Also, YouTube is tarded.
Yes, YouTube is tarded.
Feel it immensely.
I don't know. I took a chance because Tim's quote is she's a piece of shit. And I took a chance of putting a censored version of shit in the title and thumbnail. Because apparently it's okay, because I see videos that all have like censored versions of fuck. Like I remember like Russell Brand, like every video is like, it's fucking happening, it's fucking this, it's fucking that, and that's okay. But I'm sure I'll get dinged for putting shit in the title. But who cares? Who cares? Thank you, Spocko.
And that is why we feel compelled.
YouTube is tarded. I don't know where you're coming, why you're saying that, but I agree 100%. YouTube is tarded.
Speak clearly and openly now. We'll have more on this in the near future.
Yay! Finally, you didn't have to get through all that shade that you were throwing me to get to the point that you were willing to answer questions. I'm the right person to sit across from you and to ask you questions.
You would think this would be like a no-brainer. There's no way I'm going to ever back out of this. This is my opportunity to nail them in person and to catch them in their lies and really fucking show they're lying.
Right? Some things that you told me on that day, they're not adding up. I think the entire world would like to see this discussion. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say
Shouldn't have said that, Candace, because apparently you didn't mean that. You didn't believe it.
we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. We can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it. So I accept it. With whistles and bells, everything, I fully accept. I say, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. And my only ground rule is no assassinations. Okay? No assassinations, no funny business. You can't pretend you're going to do it. And then Candace died in a mysterious accident.
Yeah, so she's not accusing TPUSA of murdering Charlie or having involvement in the assassination of Charlie. That's not what she's doing. She's not doing that. Oh my God. And I think this is her actually slipping up and kind of showing that, yeah, she does think TPUSA had something to do with the assassination
So
of
thank you for that. Briley
Charlie.
writes, they didn't answer any of your questions. They only brought up speculations that you made throughout the series. I hope you don't go there in person for your own safety. It is so sad that we have reached a time where you guys are legitimately concerned about my safety. And I get that. I feel like there is definitely something military.
At @B_unstoppable_4
What's up, brother?
_life super chatted $5. I gave this live a thumbs up, not for Candace, but for the mighty ping.
Thank you for the pingdom. Thank you, Be Unstoppable. Hope you're doing good, brother. Thank you for the gifted membership. Welcome, Pseudonym. What's up, bro? I think I know you. Isn't that Brandon L? Everybody's name keeps changing because of YouTube. It's hard to keep up with that. Thank you, brother.
Feel like
You're right,
there
bro.
is definitely something military that happened when Charlie got assassinated. And I think our lack of comfort comes from perhaps their refusal to acknowledge that.
Listen.
I think
Listen.
their response is what makes you guys feel fearful. But truly, I don't think Turning Point USA is so silly and stupid that they would coordinate another.
Nah, she's not accusing TPUSA of having something to do with the murder of Charlie. No. That's not what she's doing. She's just asking questions. In case you missed that, let's listen to it again.
Is so silly and stupid that they would coordinate another.
As she catches herself, another. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I mean, obviously, I'm not accusing them of doing it, even though that's exactly what I'm doing.
Coordinate an assassination on their campus, and then think they're going to be like, that just happened. It was all weird. She ate a bad sandwich or something. But it is sad. It really is a.
You know, you're not going to. If they give you any food, you know you're not going to eat it, Candace. I mean, maybe you will. If you did, that's proof you don't believe anything you're saying. Just like when you went to Dolly World after you had to go into hiding because of an assassination. Yeah, okay.
A marker of the times that we live in, that you guys truly feel this way. Angie Lynn writes, TPUSA will lie about.
So yeah, just wanted to show that. She slipped up there. She slipped up. So obviously the live stream is not going to happen. Candace is backing out. Obviously we knew this was going to happen because it would not go well for Candace. She knows that. She's not stupid, or somebody in her inner circle is not stupid and is like, I don't think this is a good idea. The live stream was announced on the show. Wednesday has been set at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time on Monday, December 15th. A collection of Charlie's friends will respond to statements made by Real Candace O to set the record straight once and for all prior to the opening of America Fest. We'll be live streaming from Charlie's Phoenix studio. Our offer from yesterday holds. If Candace wishes to join us in person in Phoenix, she is welcome to do so. She can let us know by the end of day. And what's the response from Candace? It went from, you name the time and place and I'll be there. Absolutely. Just don't assassinate me, please. To, isn't it kind of weird isn't it kind of weird you didn't email me or call me to ask me about times or availability and chose to instead tweet this confirmation out at midnight? Why am I learning about this on X? All of a sudden, it's like she wasn't even listening to her own words or the words of the dude who was like, hey, we're going to do a live stream. You're welcome to join. All of a sudden, it becomes, hey, you're going to be our special guest. And then, like, we'll pick the time that's perfect for you. That's never was what was said. It was said, we're going to do a live stream. And if you want to join that live stream, you're welcome to. And it was like, oh, I'll be there any time or place, you name it. I guess not. I guess not any time or place. I guess you really don't really fucking care about getting all the answers to all your questions, because now it's a problem. Why am I learning about this on X? It's so weird. I just feel spiritually something's wrong here. December 15th does not work in person, and 2 p.m. Pacific time is also literal time I do my podcast live every day, which you do. Yeah, I would have done the same thing. I would have picked the time that she does her podcast. So maybe you could reach some of these poor lost souls that are fucking falling for this bullshit. But we'll happily cancel the daily podcast and we'll join you guys virtually instead of for the live stream on the 15th, if that works on your end. And that's where I disagree with TPUSA. Let her do it virtually. Let her do it virtually. You know, I mean, it's not going to be as good as in person, but it's better than nothing. Let's lock it in. Here's their response. Yesterday, we made it clear we would be scheduling a formal response to the allegations and accusations you have made. We've decided that response will be delivered during a live stream.
At Darren Verney 3,662 super chatted $9.99. Women are psychic up too much these days. I'm getting tired of it. They're not smart enough to speak on anything of importance. I told my wife this, and she agrees.
Well, Darren, you make some solid statements there that I have to disavow 100%. No, I mean, this is the world we live in now, man. I don't know if it's ever going back, you know? Women power, bro. We're just jealous of them because they're amazingly strong women. And it sucks because there are good women out there. But, you know, the gossipy fucking feminist energy, fucking emotional shit is just taking over everything. It is a little annoying. Thank you for the $10. And I'm sure your wife is a sweet lady. Tell her I said hello. Okay. Congratulations on that wonderful marriage there, Darren. So yeah, this is a response from TPUSA after she's like, doesn't want to do it and like, well, I'll do it remotely. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to the allegations and accusations you have made. We've decided that response will be delivered during a live stream on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. I wonder, I mean, I can't wait to see what they got. I can't wait to see their response to everything, because they might be sitting on some shit that's going to make her look stupid. The state might be sitting on some shit, some evidence on Tyler Robinson that's going to make her look stupid. We'll see. We'll see. But she's going to not believe any of it. Here's Candace talking about TPUSA's response.
So Turning Point issued an ultimatum, I don't know, an invitation, gave me 24 hours to respond to a tweet that they sent at midnight. Very strange. Again, everything just seems to be very strange.
It's all very strange. It's just so strange and weird. I mean, this is her whole fucking investigative strategy. This is how she does her investigations. This seems really strange. Now I'm going to go and accuse random people of murder because to me it seems strange. That's her investigation. It's good. It's a high-level investigation.
Necessary that is coming out of Turning Point USA. We're going to find out. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us.
We don't need a plan. Well, apparently you did need a plan because they picked the time and place, and now all of a sudden it's a problem, even though it's 11 days away. All of a sudden it's a problem.
Lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like, we are going to discuss
hilarious
that. Plus, I have an amazingly odd update regarding the Egyptian planes.
Back to the Egyptian planes now, guys. The Egyptian planes
feels very significant, so
it feels very significant. Yesterday, Tim had the best catch because she goes, what was it she said? She said, I can now with 100% certainty say that I feel I can now with 100% certainty say that I could say that I feel. It's like, dude, it's such, she knows what she's doing because she's using the right kind of language to be able to basically get out of everything. So when you go, you're accusing TPUSA of murdering Charlie Kirk. I didn't say that. I said I'm just suspicious and that things, you know, it's like, this is clearly what you're fucking saying. But she's smart. She uses the right language that you can't really pin her down. It's like, well, you know, it's lawyer speak.
Jump back into that story.
I don't want to get sued speak.
Storyline. It seems to be the Egyptian planes that they are unnecessarily freaking out about. So that's definitely going to be the key that unlocks everything.
Yeah, that's it, guys. The Egyptian planes. That's the key. We finally got the key to unlock everything. And yeah, it definitely won't be on to something else next week. Holy shit, Kenny Owens just responded to Blake Sneff's post saying they will do their debunking live stream without her. She goes scorched earth on how disingenuous TPUSA is being to work out a date with her. All of a sudden, it's a problem. You know, anytime, any place. First of all, it was very clear in the initial invite. It's like, we're doing a show, we're planning a show, and you're welcome to join. It wasn't a, hey, we want to do a show with you, so let us know when it works for you. No, it's we're doing a show and you can join. And it's not like it was the next day or it was 2 days later. It's over a week later. It's plenty of time to figure things out and make it clear on your schedule. And you know, you could probably fucking co fucking broadcast it to their channel and your channel. I don't know. I think she's scared. I think she's scared because she knows. Where's the clip? Let me get to this right. I had this for later, but I think this is better because this is how it's going to go for her, just like it went this time.
Do not believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I want to be very clear on that. Whether he was involved, I think the answer is yes. I think that's obvious. And
your basis for saying he didn't act alone is what?
I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air that had no timestamp and were written like they were speaking in 1822, among other things.
Yeah, who says vehicle? Who says vehicle? I mean, he said vehicle. That means they're fake. Maybe they're fake. I'm not saying they're not fake. I mean, I don't know. I can't go to the fucking the service provider and be like, can you confirm these text messages? But I'm sure somebody could, like you could in theory easily prove if they're real or fake text messages if you were able to get access.
181 super chatted $1.99. Now she sounds like Eartha Kitt's Catwoman.
Yeah, she might be a good Catwoman. You know?
Lack of an ability to answer any basic questions about what took place.
But do you have any proof that the messages were made up? Because that would be easily proven.
Yeah, but they didn't put timestamps on them, and Discord came out and said they didn't exist.
This was supposedly text messages, not Discord messages. It's my understanding.
I mean, she's getting eaten up by whoever this chick is. But they said the Discord, well, they weren't Discord messages. They were text messages over the phone. Oh, you got that tiny little detail wrong, and you're the expert? You're the fucking expert investigator?
From the indictment.
I actually did not read that they were text messages.
The indictment calls them text messages.
What would it?
Do not believe that Tyler Robinson.
Oops, because this is how it's going to go. Because the way she does things, it doesn't work once you introduce somebody who's skeptical, who's going to fucking call her out and be like, "This is not evidence." You just so she knows this, I think, or somebody in her circle knows this, and is like, "Actually, we probably shouldn't, because that's going to be bad for business." Because the bullshit she pulls is not going to work very well when there's people there calling her out for it. Yeah, here's her responding again to TPUSA.
Here is what Blake tweeted out.
By the way, thank you guys for the super chats. You guys rock. Appreciate the support. Thumbs up if you can. 58 likes. Let's see if we can get this going, get this out to more people. It'd be much appreciated. Links in the description if you want to support, if you want to become a member or join on Patreon or join the Discord. And you're welcome to join the Discord. It's free, and hang out and yell at me. Whatever you want to do. Thank you guys.
Just now before we went live on the show. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to allegations and accusations that you have made. We have decided that response will be delivered during a live stream, as he said, a live stream, on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know that you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. Why are you proceeding without me? To have a conversation that is about me. Why am I getting 24 hours to respond? Why do you need me there in person if you are trying to be sincere and answer the very many questions that I have brought up on this show?
Okay, I'm going to give her credit here. I agree with her here. Like, why? What's the problem with doing it remotely? If that's all you can do is get her there remotely, then accept that. I don't get that.
You guys weren't even sincere in what you said yesterday. You told some glaring lies about things that I have said. So we're supposed to trust that you guys are going to handle this discussion all by yourselves and respond to any and every allegation.
She sounds like she's a little worked up. I don't think she's happy about this. You should be super happy about this. Like, if I was Candace and I believed in this, I would be like, I'll be there. There's no way you're going to keep me away from there. But I do want to come with my own security. You know, if I was Candace and I was in her crazy head and believed this shit. But yeah, I don't know. All of a sudden, it just doesn't make any sense. Here's your opportunity to destroy them. You know, right in their face, man, to like really, really dig deep and catch them fucking lying, dude. It's like a detective, you know, getting a chance to interview someone they think is guilty of a murder. And they're like, actually, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's like, here's your opportunity, detective. Miss Candace Holmes, here's your opportunity. And nope, not going to happen.
And this isn't just.
Let me play your super chat here, brother. I got to get in. I go to this one right here.
At hell_pike 9150 super chatted $5.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Personally, man, I think she's getting trolled by elaborate pranksters. Just a thought. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
It's possible too, dude. It's possible like the Macron team could be fucking trolling her to get her to like seem even more crazy and willing to just run with bullshit to like help their case that she's lying about the female Macron, I forget her name, being a man. But yeah, I thought about that too, because look, a lot of the shit she gets is tips from her audience. Like she's got a tip line, you know, and I'm like, I should call that tip line. I could come up with some juicy tips, and it'd be funny to see if it ends up on the show. That's what we need to do. We need to come up with some juicy tips for her, guys. Some real juicy tips.
Some planned PR for once and for all. Like I said, this is so obvious. He is being completely destroyed in the comments because what's happening at Turning Point, and I've seen this happen before, is they now believe that they are smarter than their audience, right? They think they are smarter than their small pocket donors. They can pull such an obvious.
I will not deny that, CWG9238. She is running a business very successfully. She's killing it right now. She's killing it, you know? I'm not going to deny that.
Crappy public move like this and pretend, well, we tried. You know, she said she could make it work, and we tried, but it has to be physically. She needs to be in person, even though we have shown that we have people join us not in person, and it's live streamed, and we both have the tech abilities to do that.
No, she's winning this argument. I'll give her that.
Super chatted $5. French commandos and one Israeli spec op is waiting at TPUSA. Israel space lasers as a backup.
Yeah, it's got to be at least one Israeli involved. You can't, if it's only France, no one's going to believe it. Everybody's going to be like, oh, she took the $7,000. You're telling me Israel's not involved? I've heard somebody said that, like she's actually upsetting some of her audience that really is Israel pilled, who are like, what are you talking about? France? What, it's not Israel? What? Like, I don't know if that's true though. That was just a tweet I saw, but she's got to be careful. You know, Israel's got to stay involved somehow.
If she doesn't make this work within 24 hours, we can now say that it's on Candace. This is a disaster, okay?
So, like, I hope you watched all the clips because this is fucking ridiculous. It was, hey, we're doing a show. You're welcome to join. We're going to do a show either way, but you're welcome to join. And then she's like, yeah, of course I'll be there. Name the time and place. And then they name the time and place. And then all of a sudden she can't be there. But I do agree that if she's willing to do it remotely, TPUSA should give in and do it remotely. That's something I do disagree with TPUSA on. I wish, and if they don't, then why don't you want to do it remotely? If it's that big of a thing that you're like, no, it's either in person or nothing, explain why. Because to me, that's I don't understand that. Like, if you can get her there remotely, in person, either way, just get her there.
It is a dumpster fire. That's the only way to describe what is happening at Turning Point USA today and right now is a dumpster fire. Everyone can read this for what it is. As I said, they are getting destroyed in the comments. Like, really, guys?
Yeah, your comments. I love when she does polls to her audience and she's like, I want to see how you feel. It's like, yeah, you're getting your audience who fucking obviously buys everything you're selling. You know, it's like, that's a good poll. That's a good poll.
Really? You're not going to just send us a simple live stream link and let us join you? We've had people on this show live streamed. We could have them tomorrow. I said, in response, I said to them, I'll make this work. I also attached to that tweet any day leading up to the 15th. We can do this virtually any place and any time. But no, they need to have it in person.
At Polish Pride 68 super chatted $1.99. What pack needs to register with FARA?
What pack needs to register with FARA? Well, any foreign fucking influence, any foreign packs. That's how APAC gets around, because they're technically an American PAC, right? What are we doing here? We're going to start talking about fucking Israel?
In
Is that what we're
Phoenix
doing?
on December 15th, or they cannot.
I'm not an expert. Like Mike, I've talked about it before. That's why I hate having to rehash things. I've always cared more about our government than Israel's government. It's like, it's our government that's corrupt. It's our government that's selling out our interests to foreign fucking influence. But yeah, let's focus on Israel and not our corrupt politicians. I've made the comparison to like your wife, you know, she goes around sleeping with every dude, and like eventually, you know, you fight 30 dudes who slept with you. Eventually you got to realize it's actually my wife that's the problem. It's not all these dudes. Yeah, those dudes are a little fucked up sleeping with a married woman, but you know, if my wife wasn't a fucking hooah, we wouldn't have a problem. That's my view on it.
Have me at all. Is that passing the vibe check for you guys? Or does it seem like more posturing and more of a way for them to simply be in the room with themselves as they all lie without any person in the room to be able to fact check those lies, who have researched those lies and who have kept a list regarding the very many lies they are telling? Okay. I maintain that Turning Point is engaged in a cover up. That is how I feel. Okay. And like I said, it pains me to say that, because this was once a bright spot in the conservative movement. It is no longer. They are using left-wing tactics, calling us names rather than answering us questions. It's everything Charlie stood against, okay? You don't need to call somebody a racist because they're asking questions about what happened with George Floyd leading up to his death, okay? That is a way that you skip over having to debate logically, is you name call. All Blake Neff did was name call yesterday. All the pastors have been doing. It's demonic. It's possessed. It's evil. How about you simply answer the question?
Yeah, but Candace, what if you're wrong? I know there's no possibility in Candace's mind that she's wrong and fucking that Tyler Robinson's actually guilty. You know, all that evidence is fake. Everything's fake. But what if you're wrong, Candace, and it turns out these people are innocent? Wouldn't that be evil? Wouldn't that be evil? What if like somebody did a television show? What if Oprah did a show about how somebody's a complete murdering piece of shit pedophile, and it turns out that person's not a murdering pedophile and you just ruined their life? Wouldn't that be evil, Candace? No, of course not, because there's no way she's wrong, right? Spiritually, I just know there's no way I'm spiritually wrong here.
And stop behaving like you're a radical leftist. Everyone can see what you're doing. And that's what I want you guys to know. It's very clear, okay? I'm not asking people to defend me. You are just genuinely this transparent. So
they're literally having you on the transparent level of willing to have the person who's trying to destroy their company and actually have them on the show and give them a voice. Seems pretty transparent to me. And I'm glad they're finally fucking speaking up now. I think the time for just being quiet and letting Candace run her little soap opera, I think that time's over. I think it's time for people to stand up. But I think a lot of what they're waiting for is the trial itself, because I'm sure probably TPUSA and other people, I know other people have talked about this, that the state is sitting on so much fucking evidence that we're not aware of. It'd be interesting to see that evidence come out. Candace, it has been decided by the public that the best response for this is for my team to live stream your live stream and provide commentary. Since you already picked our regular podcasting time, we look forward to providing live responses to your once and for all answers. That is the best way for her to do it, because you know, no one can like pick her apart live. She can give her side, and it's like no one's gonna be like, but wait a minute, you're lying. Like what the last viewer did with like, oh, but it wasn't Discord, it was a text message. Like you can't do that to her when she's in her own little studio with nobody able to interrupt her. So that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Blake Neff, producer for The Charlie Kirk Show, thanks Candace Owens for her response, but says TPUSA will not debate her in any other format unless she appears in the Phoenix studio for an in-person discussion. It's because they want to kill her, guys. That's the only reason, guys, because they can't kill her if she's remote. I don't know. But yeah, I do think it's a weird line to draw there. Maybe it's like they think like it'd be more effective having her in person. I don't know, but I think like, why not? Why not do it remotely? Why not fucking do it remotely? Yeah, and, you know, Nicholas J. Fuentes, he's not buying this load of fucking horse shit from Candace. You were invited to TPUSA headquarters to press their leadership live and in person about their role in Charlie Kirk's murder, but you can't go because of a scheduling conflict. LOL. Isn't this what you've been pushing for since September? Time to put up or shut up. I have to agree with Nick here. There's one more time. Let's watch this again because I think this is worth it. Here's Candace and how it will go down with TPUSA. I mean, this is her when anybody has any ability to question her real time. This is how it goes.
Do not believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I want to be very clear on that. Whether he was involved, I think the answer is yes. I think that's obvious.
And your basis for saying he didn't act alone is what?
I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air. That
He said vehicle, guys. He said and he said love, my love. Look, maybe I'm weird, but I've called girlfriends love before. It's kind of one of my things. If I'm in love with a chick, I'll start calling her love. I'm sorry. I guess I'm weird. I have used the word vehicle in my lifetime. I guess I'm just a fucking psychopath. I mean, maybe it was all fake. Maybe everything I said and felt and thought was fake. All fake, guys.
had no timestamp and were written like they were
like their evidence is not fake. They could have the most crazy fucking reaching evidence in the world. Oh, Egyptian planes and that's not fake. But when you get text messages documenting what the fuck went, that's all fake. Anything that disproves what I believe in my theory is fake. It's easy. You can never prove me wrong because everything you have to prove me wrong, it's fake.
Speaking in 1822, among other things, their lack of an ability to answer any basic questions about what took place.
But do you have any proof that the messages were made up? Because that would be...
Of course she doesn't. She's just fucking... I don't want this to be true, so therefore it's not true.
Easily proven.
Yeah, but they didn't put timestamps on them, and Discord came out and said they didn't exist.
This was supposedly text messages, not Discord messages.
Let me look through my text messages, because I swear to God, they don't put timestamps on a lot of my text messages, because sometimes I'll look and I'll be like, when did I send this? And they won't even have a fucking timestamp on it. Oh yeah, look at my text messages here. No fucking timestamps on anything. Maybe because I don't have timestamps turned on. I don't know. I'm looking. Okay, today at 5:39. But then there's like 10 more texts. None of them have timestamps. But yeah, that's evidence, guys. That's fucking evidence.
It's my understanding from the indictment.
I actually did not read that they were text messages.
The indictment calls them text messages.
Oh yeah, see, this is why she needs to stay in her little bubble and not have anybody question her, because man, that house of cards is going to come crumbling down so quick and so fucking hard.
What would it?
Do not believe that Tyler Robinson.
Yeah, just stay in your studio. Don't let anybody question you. That's the way to do it. Here's Rich Barris. I think this is I think he's absolutely right. If this ends up happening, I think she's going to bear a lot of responsibility. If Tyler Robinson gets off because one or more of the jurors buys this bullshit, it'll be on her. I mean, they must be having a hell of a time. I don't know if they're done selecting the jury yet. I got to look at that. I'm sure they haven't selected the jury yet, but it's going to be hard to find a juror who hasn't been polluted already on this case. It's going to be fucking difficult. She'll just claim, anyway, let me read this again. If Tyler Robinson gets off because one or more of the jurors buys this bullshit, it'll be on her. She'll just claim they flew in paratroopers from Camp Riley to intimidate jurors. Meanwhile, legitimate questions are being drowned out by this madness. I agree. Fuentes and Crowder, best friends now? He even got Crowder talking shit about Tucker because Tucker was acting nice. I do agree. Like, Tucker was too nice in the interview. And then as soon as the interview's over, he starts bringing up the anti-Semitism again. It's like, well, why didn't you bring that shit up in the interview? And I think Crowder did a decent job by bringing up some of these clips and like really getting down to like, how do you really feel? Let's give some context, these edgy boy clips, yada, yada. How do you really feel? Is this really how you feel? I think it was a good interview. Nick Fuentes, so we got a bunch of clips from this here. Nick Fuentes rage baits Crowder about his Canadian heritage. This is actually pretty funny.
All right, I would ask that you not create any kind of a coalition with someone who would take any guns away, because I have them hanging out of my pockets all the time, as a matter of fact.
We get it, Steven. You love guns, okay? We get it, bro.
Created new pockets for my guns.
I keep forgetting you're Canadian. That seems like a big hang, maybe because you come from a country without it, but I am
American. I was raised in the land of pussies. So I was born in Detroit and was raised in the land of the spineless from 3 to 18.
Trans-American, huh? You identify as American, huh? No,
yeah. Well, I've actually tried to publicly denounce my Canadian citizenship many times, and I don't know how to. I've just said it on air, like I denounce it. I'm so ashamed of that. And my mom, who was French Canadian, I mean, gosh, many decades ago, is embarrassed by it. So I'm not Canadian. I'm never running for office. I just don't want people to actually think I'm Canadian because that would be awful.
It's too late. You lived there too long, Stephen. You're never shaking that stink off, dude. You know, I have French Canadian family too. I don't know them, you know, like their biological family. And yeah, I'm not going to say I'm ashamed of them, but
Okay, sure thing.
French Canadians, bro.
Well, I mean, me as far as just one last.
We agree.
Look,
Canadians are awful. We have to agree. They're the worst.
But they're your people, Steve. They're your
not
people.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right. I hate that country. It is
a problem, man. Canada is a shithole. They need to get their shit together. So apparently they almost had Ben Shapiro here. That would have been wonderful, huh? If Ben Shapiro would have showed up, then we could have had a little debate. Ben Shapiro agreed to confront Nick Fuentes on Steven Crowder's show, but backed out at the last minute, according to Crowder.
But I think we should stop funding all sides of the war in the Middle East. And hopefully you find that a reasonable position, whether you agree with it or not. I don't think that's extreme. And Ben didn't seem all too bothered by it. But I also invited him to be on the show, and he was going to, and he disappeared. But I just saw him on with.
Bro, come on. You're pulling a Candace. Like, here's your chance. You're talking all this shit. Well, that's a good freeze frame. It's a good freeze frame, Nick. It's a good freeze frame. You're talking all this shit, Ben, and here's your chance to like confront the guy that's like the baddest guy ever, and then you just disappear. I'm just gonna ghost him. I don't know. It's bitch made shit, to be honest.
Don Lemon and David Pakman, so I guess they're not so abhorrent.
That's interesting. So he agreed to come on, but then he canceled?
Yeah, it was just sort of informal, you know, by text, and then I just haven't heard.
I'm just gonna say it, Ben. You're a fucking pussy, bro. Go wash your pussy, Ben.
Back from he's been on the show many times, so I'll give you credit, Nick. Candace, Tucker, Ben, Mark, everyone invited on. You're the only one with the balls to show up.
All of them said no. All of them said no. Mark Levin, Candace, Ben Shapiro, they all said. Did he say Tucker too?
Ben, Mark, everyone invited. I'll give you credit, Nick. Candace, Tucker,
yeah, Tucker.
Ben.
Yeah, I mean, they're back to feuding again. Yeah, I think Tucker's done with Nick.
Mark, everyone invited on. You're the only one with the balls to show up. I have to give you kudos for that.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate, even though you didn't call me out, I saw the clip.
Well,
I was like, where's my call
I knew you
out?
would show up. You're like the candy. You're like the candy man. I say your name 3 times in the camera, you'll show up. No, but we did reach out. I said we didn't want to because we didn't want it to be a conflict. We had already communicated, or my producer had, and I didn't want to call you out as though you were ducking. Those other people have been ducking.
Oh yeah, totally fine. No, and I'm here, and I appreciate the opportunity to.
Yeah, Skillwork says Nick's going to destroy Piers Morgan. It's going to be a test because Piers going to bring. I mean, Piers has all of the training, like the media training to like really do gotcha interviews and do them well. So this is going to be like a real test for Nick, the Piers Morgan interview. I think it's going to get heated. I think it's going to get nasty. We'll see.
Speak with you, and I think we agree on. Maybe this is going to sound like I'm kissing your ass a little bit, but I do always feel like you were less bad than all the other people in the conservative movement.
That's high praise.
Well, and I know that sounds lame, but I mean, during the Groyper War, I know that Groyper showed up to your events, and I remember thinking, like, Crowder's he's not even really bad on many of the issues, like Daily Wire, even like Turning Point was 6 years ago. They got a lot better in the intervening, maybe the past 3 years. Yeah. But I always think you have balls. So I think you're one of the more creditable people in the.
It's cute how, I mean, I'm look, I've had my problems. Well, I wouldn't say problems. I'm not a complete like Steven Crowder, just like nut hugger, But he's not. I think sometimes he gets a little more hate than anytime you become big. Like everybody just switches and then starts hating you. So that's kind of what happened with Steven. But I don't like what happened with Not Gay Jared though, because I think that was when Steven Crowder's show was at its best, when it had Not Gay Jared. And then when Owen Benjamin showed up and they were writing sketches, like there was some funny shit. I kind of miss that version of Steven Crowder. I don't know if I miss it, but I think it was better back then. But I don't watch him regularly, so I don't know.
Con Inc. kind of scene.
Well, come on, don't put me in that scene. That's the thing. I'm not in that scene at all. I've been rejected by that scene, just maybe not quite like you, but quite a bit. I mean, I said the N-word on Piers Morgan. That counts for something. But I
Did he? I missed that. He's like, that counts for something. I better earn points with the Groypers for that one. Steven Crowder wraps up his Nick Fuentes interview in the most classy way possible. Actually, this one's supposed to be at the end. All right. Yeah, we'll save that one for last. Okay, it was calling for right-wing populists. Okay, yeah, so Steven Crowder confronts Nick Fuentes on his call for right-wing populists to ally with the far left. This is one that I totally disagreed with Nick. So let's hear what he's got to say.
It doesn't undo the things that a lot of people who elected not just Trump, but the cultural wins that they want. I think there's a lot of good there, and I don't think burning it down is the best approach. But here you mentioned a new potential coalition, and I think sort of lay out a prescription as to how to go forward, and I'd like to ask you about it. And again, we'll make the link to the full show available so that no one mischaracterizes anything.
Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie working together against the interests to compel the files. What do you think that has? A 90% approval rating? If you had progressive Democrats and nationalist Republicans working together, let's say to compel the release of the Epstein files, what kind of approval rating do you think that has? 90%? And what if they got together and they opposed foreign aid to Israel? What approval rating do you think that would have? 90%? Do you think that that Republicans or independents running under that brand, do you think that that would become more popular or less popular over time? 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. It snowballs. And we need to propel someone into the White House that is just a populist. If the right can come down on health care and on a social safety net and maybe on some subsidies for education.
Does Lady Ghislaine Maxwell still have citizenship in the country of her birth? France, right?
I don't know, dude. Do you want me to look this up, Polish Pride? Let me see here. Okay, I'll look it up for you, okay? Since you were kind enough to send a super chat. Oop. Losing my place here. Yes, Ghislaine was born in France and still holds French citizenship, which she also holds along with British and U.S. citizenship. She offered to renounce her French and British citizenship as part of a bail proposal, but is not confirmed if this was finalized. So yeah, appears she's still a citizen of France, Britain, and America. Crazy, man. Must be nice to belong to 3 countries.
And if the left can come down on the anti-white open border stuff and they can agree that we have a country, that party will win 90% of the vote and rule for a century. That's the compromise. That's the populist compromise.
Okay, and I think you were, you articulated that pretty well. I would say Epstein already has a coalition. Everyone voted to release the files except Clay Higgins, who is a punchline, deservedly. I would like to hear your prescription for how that works, because I would say...
Poor Clay. What was he thinking? Did he think like, oh, I'm going to... like, I don't understand what Clay was saying, because he was so base before. Base, Louisiana sheriff, badass, and then it's like, now you're just the guy that was the only guy that voted against releasing the Epstein files. That's your legacy now. It's just, what a fuck up, man.
Say this. If the only compromise was the left on immigration, and if I believe that there was any semblance of a reality in which they compromise on immigration and compromising on free markets to varying degree, okay. But what do we do with the Ro Khanna on the Second Amendment, on the First Amendment?
Yeah, Hell Pike says that's crazy because it's not easy to get citizenship in more than 1 country, let alone 3. Well, yeah, wasn't her father connected to Mossad? Obviously, she's very well connected.
On transing the kids, on reparations that someone like a Ro Khanna or any member of the Democratic Party, but Ro Khanna specifically says is a priority economically and morally, on abortion. What do you do with all of the other compromises that aren't listed? How does that coalition work, and bring me through the end point?
Well, and I'm not a huge fan of either of them, actually. You could also say Thomas Massie on H-1Bs. You could say Thomas Massie on immigration also.
You could say him on Israel also, as far as his biggest donor. It's not AIPAC, but a lot of influence.
Certainly. But what I'm referring to is maybe more something like Trump 2016, who is basically a populist. And you look at Trump in 2016, and to me, that's kind of the prescription, where it's like in 2016, he comes out and he says, we're going to get the money out of politics. He says, I'm not going to take donor money. I'm not going to take super PAC money. I don't listen to special interests. He says law and order, close the border. As far as healthcare, he didn't even give a plan. He said, we'll just take care of everybody. He said, we'll get rid of the lines around the states and we'll just take care of everybody. Who even knows what that means? And he says, we're going to put America first in foreign policy. Now, I think that here's the thing. I'm under no illusions. We're not going to win 80% of the left or 40% or even 30%. But I'm thinking that if we can win, because I think there are a lot of people on the far left or even some of the abundance liberals, they're getting tired of a lot of the far left too. There's a lot of these liberals in the center that are saying, how are you going to have public transportation when you have people getting stabbed in the neck? So that's my prescription. It's like populist Trump, and let's just get a small percentage of the left liberals, who I think have come a long way in the past 5 years.
I think the problem that a lot of people had was it sounded like you were like, yeah, we'll adopt socialism. We'll accept socialism in exchange for closing our borders, and then we can come together. But forget about all the other things we disagree on, like, abortion. That's probably a big one. I don't think you'll ever get it. Are we going to give that one up too? We're just going to be like, okay, yeah, we'll be pro-abortion too.
Since COVID. What are we supposed to do here?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing is I don't agree that our representatives are all failing us miserably. I think they failed in quite a few ways. If you're talking about like the Johnsons of the world.
In 2016, Trump was the best Trump. I agree with that.
And the rhinos. Absolutely. But the things that you just listed, and I would, again, ask you for your prescription because I give mine Monday through Friday. Every day, 11 a.m. Eastern. I've done one on voting, what we need to do. I've done one on immigration, done one on big tech and Section 230. I'm very curious as to your prescriptions so that people can contrast them. You mentioned law and order. I don't know of any president who sent the National Guard in as aggressively when we're talking about D.C. and Chicago. That way you talk about law and order. You're talking about
in Chicago?
Well, I'm saying any effort being made. I know what we've lived through as far as what Ro Khanna would support, Black Lives Matter, the Police and Justice Act. Again,
he did just win the right to have him back in D.C. Remember, because those leftist judge came in and was like, actually, you can't deploy the National Guard into D.C. Of course, and then now finally got to a judge who's like, actually, he can. This shit gets old, man. All this fucking lawfare with these judges, man, it's really getting old. And it's very clear what it is. It's just like, let's just slow down the administration from doing what it wants to do for as long as possible and try to run out the clock.
What happened under Trump in 2020?
So let me ask you, what's your prescription? Why hopscotch all the people who I think watching right now would agree with you if they think that you're on board with them on LGBTQ, on immigration, on Second Amendment rights, on First Amendment rights? Why hopscotch then to compromise with someone who has actively fought to destroy all those things like a Ro Khanna? Wouldn't it make more sense to form a coalition with more than half the country who already exists? Because you don't want to take them for granted. Take Trump out of it. I'm talking about the people, the voters. What's your prescription?
I would say that it's a structural problem, which is that the reason, first of all, we have to deal with the fact that Trump is not delivering. Like, if you don't want to gish gallop, let's just start there. You say, well, I don't think it's a complete failure. Yeah, it is. 2025, there's no National Guard.
I agree, CWG. He says Trump should ignore their orders. They can't enforce it. I agree. Just, if your lawyers say, actually, this is total bullshit. You obviously are constitutionally, this is within your right by the Constitution to do this. Yeah, ignore them. Give them the big middle finger and then try to impeach them and get them the fuck out of there. Because that's not a judge's job to play politics, dude.
He chickened out on that. He chickens out on all that stuff. He was going to send him to Chicago, going to send him to every major city. Never happened. Even here. They're doing the deportations in Broadview here in Illinois. They brought in like 400 National Guard, and ICE is still getting chased. And they got boxed in by a bunch of different protesters, one with the semi-automatic rifle. There's no law and order. Irina Zarutska died under Trump. The crime in New York under Trump. The crime in Chicago under Trump. It's a failure. And we're 10 years in. And so you say, what is it going to take? Because we elected him once,
Can I ask you something, though, just because this is the point I'd like to address when you say Irina Zarutska, and obviously we've covered that, and I think we're in agreement when you look at the judge and you look at the man who was released, I believe, 14 times, right, under the guise of equity, Black Lives Matter, precisely the kinds of policies that only exist because they have been supported by the radical left who run the entire Democrat Party, right? So, yeah, some of that happened under Trump's watch, and I agree. He's definitely far from perfect, and I think he's failed in a lot of ways. But who has been orchestrating? You talk about these constructionists, right? They want that, and people like Ro Khanna, people who you talk about in your coalition, it's their raison d'etre. So why?
Yeah, you're a French Canadian, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing using French words now? You're not beating the Canadian accusations, Stephen.
Hopscotch the voters who would not vote for that coalition precisely for the reasons we're discussing, because they're against all of it, because Trump hasn't done enough to fight. I mean, COVID happened under Trump too. Huge mistakes. Fauci, awful. But I certainly think that 20 million illegal aliens in 4 years is worse than a reduction of 90-something%. I certainly think that the people who orchestrated Black Lives Matter and the people who ran those cities and the people who have blocked ICE from doing anything is worse than the guy sending in ICE with any effort at all.
But let's talk about even that. Why do we get all these people from Venezuela?
I think Stephen made a good point. It's like, yeah, you have to admit, I'm upset too. I want more. I want income taxes to be fucking abolished, or at least, people living paycheck to paycheck to not have to pay income taxes. I talked about it last time. I think like a 250K, anything above that, then you can start getting taxed. And I might even be willing to raise that higher, because I don't think we could abolish income taxes completely. If we could, then yeah, let's just abolish it completely. But yeah, I mean, there's always more. You're always wanting more. But at the end of the day, is it better than what we would have gotten if it would have been Kamala? Yes, it is. Unless you're a dumbass leftist who's just a moron, Steven Crowder calls out Tucker Carlson for being two-faced towards Nick Fuentes. I think he was just fundamentally dishonest in a lot of ways, because the second you left, it was a different Tucker again. In my opinion, I think Nick's being a little too sensitive with Tucker. But Nick does not like being called anti-Semitic. He doesn't view himself as an anti-Semite. And if you've seen Nick lately, he's kind of admitted like a lot of the Edgy Boy clips were not the best thing ever.
Super chatted $4.99. Keep your eyes on Palantir, P1 Nung Bruves. It's gonna get weird, real fast.
The robot has a hard time whenever you put the letters in. Yeah. I'll keep my eye on it, man. I'll watch him like a hawk, bro. You got it, Polish Pride.
Thank you,
brother.
People are mad at him for softballing. I think he didn't. I think that would be fair to press. I just think he was fundamentally dishonest in a lot of ways, because the second you left, it was a different Tucker again. Is that a fair assessment? I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, 100%. And I had the same experience with Candace. I went out there because him and I had beef. Me and Tucker had been privately and then publicly beefing for years. And, he called me on the phone over the summer and we talked a little bit. And then somebody arranged, Alex Jones was a part of it, and somebody else kind of put this together. I went out. We had dinner for 3 hours.
Alex Jones was the mediator?
He was.
You two kiss and make up. All right, come on, this is enough. I mean, I can't imagine him being the middle ground, but okay.
He's a sweet guy,
He's a teddy bear.
Guy. Yeah. So he didn't want to see us fighting because he loves Tucker, he loves me. He kind of put it together for us, and so I go out there, we have dinner, we do the show, and at no point during the show or during the dinner was it really even contentious. Was there really even an explicit disagreement? We had some disagreements, but he kind of tried to avoid those. I don't think that he was very forceful or...
I think that was a mistake. He should have hit it straight on, because I think it's important for Nick to get out in front of all these Edgy Boy clips, which we will see on repeat until the midterms, probably beyond, to disparage the entire right as being anti-Semitic, neo-Nazis, blah, 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 blah. Everything they've claimed we are since like 2016. So I think Tucker kind of dropped the ball there, because that was the opportunity to kind of get out. Maybe he saw it as like being mean, or like it would have been a gotcha interview. But if you would have done it right, it would have been not a gotcha interview, but a chance for Nick Fuentes to expound upon his actual beliefs and set the fucking the record straight as to, this is Edgy Boy content, I'm making jokes, and this is actually how I really feel, which I think is important.
Correct about those.
To make that distinction.
And then I went on my show the next day and said, yeah, it was a great interview. I thought it was really nice, and we're on the same page now. And then every single interview that he has done since then, he doesn't say my name without calling me an anti-Semite. He's going and doing the circuit, and every show that he goes on, he says, Nick is really talented and this and that, but I don't agree with his anti-Semitism and Jew hatred. And I'm like, okay, so where was that during the dinner? Where was that during the show? I didn't hear that during the whole thing. I'm an anti-Semite now, and I wish he would have brought that up during the discussion, because I would have loved to discuss that or to dispute that or whatever. But it's like you said, I got a completely different Tucker after the fact in all these other shows. He's going around and telling everybody, that like it's the making of a murderer.
Right.
Like I could see why people like him, even though he's
Like
so
you're the-
awful.
Man, I need more Christmas trees, bro. I don't have enough Christmas trees. I just got this little... I forgot to turn on my Christmas tree. I'm dropping the ball, guys. I thought the lighting looked fucked. I forgot to turn on... Nick is making me jealous of all of his Christmas trees. I need like 10 Christmas trees, guys.
Like you're the Averys. Yeah, you got them Jews there? Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Candace will make another show about that like 9 years later. Okay, so that's fair. She did like something about making a murderer. I was like, what is this? Like, this is very late.
Yeah, I kind of understand where he's coming from with Tucker, but I think he's being a little too sensitive. And maybe if Tucker would have actually addressed that shit, maybe he wouldn't be doing it, because then he could go, oh, you know what? It's kind of misunderstood. A lot of that stuff is just him making edgy content. It was popular at the time, and it was getting him views, and he was clip baiting, because he knew if he said some crazy shit like that, the clips would go viral, and then he'd get more views. And this is how he really feels, though. But yeah, he just avoided, I guess, to be nice. Crowder pressed Nick Fuentes on his attempts to derail Trump's 2024 campaign by telling people to vote for Kamala and burn the system down. Well, this is good. Let's hear this.
And then I know that you've also talked about having to burn it all down. So where I differ is, you've said you're reactionary, or I've heard you use the term maybe accelerationist. Well, accelerate toward what? Because if that's what you want, and I agree with you, we're getting more of that than ever before. So how would you get there, and why would you burn down the progress that's being made?
Well, I'm not an accelerationist. I think that I think that's sort of misguided, because and I agree with you, accelerating towards what? That's the operative question. So that's why I'm not an accelerationist. I think that to make things worse is only basically to vote in favor of chaos.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but accelerationists, they want to see the fall of the system, and that's what you're accelerating to. So whatever is going to cause mayhem and cause problems and lead to a quicker falling of the government, that's accelerationism. And then you can rebuild the perfect paradise that you want. I think it's retarded. I think people are fooling themselves if they think you could just destroy a government and then rebuild things, and it's not going to you just have no guarantee that you're not just going to become a permanent third world country and be like Somalia forever if you fucking completely crash everything. So yeah, I think it's a little misguided accelerationism
and death.
But I understand where they're coming from.
And, potentially civil war, low-level political violence. And I think you're rolling the dice with that. So I'm with you on that. As far as the Trump administration is concerned,
Can I pause you?
Well, Susano, the accelerationists I've talked to, that's how they described it. Essentially, they want to see the whole system collapse. That's the quickest way to get rid of our corrupt system, is to have it collapse. But yeah, I'm guessing there's different branches and different views within that movement, like every movement.
Go ahead,
and I don't want to interrupt, but like I said, I want to address kind of the points individually.
No, totally, yeah.
Feel free. Okay, and hopefully you think this is fair, because I really do want to be, and I know that I disagree with you on some fundamentals here, but you did say that Kamala Harris would be a better choice, and you did take billboards out against Donald Trump and told people not to vote in certain elections. That would be, and maybe you didn't use the term accelerationist, but you said at least then that would sort of ignite what we need, because it's a uniparty, it's all the same. Right, so I view that as accelerationism, whereas I see where we agree, where we find progress, I would argue is better than 4 years of Kamala. And I would argue that we were at the precipice of, we were looking at descending into the abyss, 15 million on the low end, illegal aliens, and not to mention the legal immigration problem. Add another 10 million with Kamala Harris, we no longer have a country, where you and I would both agree. So that's where I don't understand your position.
Yeah, well, let's sit in this for a minute. So first of all, and I just want to clarify, I know you know this, but maybe your audience doesn't. I never told people to vote for Kamala. I didn't vote for Kamala. I never told people to vote for Kamala. I didn't endorse Kamala. My plan in and again, as long as we're in good faith, I'm going to explain to you my thought process on this last year. It looked at one point like this was going to be a very contentious election, like it would be very close. It turned out not to be, and eventually it became clear that it wouldn't be. But it seemed like maybe this election would come down to one state, like Michigan or Wisconsin or Pennsylvania, one of the 3 Rust Belt states. And my problem in 24 is that Trump was not promising an immigration moratorium. In fact, he was saying the opposite. He said that he would staple green cards to diplomas, which is a very famous policy. It's been around for decades, and Democrats and Republicans have said, we're going to give green cards to every foreign student. I said, that's a disaster. That's terrible. And then the other thing is there was a rumor that he had a quid pro quo arrangement with Miriam Adelson that he would allow Israel to annex the West Bank and intervene in the war with Iran. And so those were kind of my 2 issues. As I said, if we elect Trump, we're going to get all these Chinese and Indians. They're going to get green cards, and we're going to get H-1Bs because that's what Silicon Valley wants. And we're going to get a war with Iran. And so I looked at it this way. I said, if the America Firsters rise up and sort of tell Trump, here's the ultimatum. You can come out and say you're against the H-1Bs and the F-1 and green cards.
Like you originally were. 2016 Trump, if we could just get that back. Yeah, maybe he'll get dementia and he'll go back to 2016 because that's what happens with dementia. Like people go back, like the worse it gets, the further back in time. So eventually they're like a child. We need just a little bit of dementia just to get him back to the age he was during 2016, so we can get that Trump back.
He could say you're not going to bring us to war in Iran, and
obviously I'm just joking. I don't want Trump to get dementia. It's a joke, guys. Calm down.
We'll vote for you, but if you don't, we can't vote for you. And that was kind of the idea. It was like a contract with the Trump team. Now, ultimately, Trump became basically, his advantage grew to be so big that he wasn't worried about losing in one of those states. And I felt that way. I said, we don't have leverage anymore because he's leading by so much. It's clear he's going to win. And that's why we sort of abandoned it in the middle of it. But aside from, so that's where that came from.
Just to clarify, abandoned what?
Abandoned that project, the Groyper War II. Because we were going to go to Michigan and we were literally going to knock on doors and hand out leaflets and stuff. And we said, you know what, let's just not anymore because he's going to win anyway. So we bought one billboard.
You were going to knock on the doors and tell people to vote for Trump, the Groypers in Michigan?
Yeah, no, to sign on to something like a pledge that would say, we will not vote for Trump unless. That was kind of the idea. And we sort of spun that up, but we abandoned it when it became clear that he would win.
Okay.
There's some the Groypers that are mad that Nick is kind of warming back up to Trump again.
And I understand that.
I think the way he's been talking about Somalians, Nick's like, oh, actually, I love this Trump.
By the way, I understand the idea of holding the representatives.
And by the way, I love Somalians. I think they should, like anybody else. That's I just think we need to get control of this this immigration issue, and we need to stop bringing in people from third world countries. We need to fix our own problems, okay? And then once we have a fucking paradise again, we can start thinking about letting people come to our country to escape some blah, 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 blah. But right now, like, our country's going to shit, okay? So just stay there for a little while. Let us fix our fucking problems.
Accountable. I mean, that's why we have primaries. But hopefully that's a part of your strategy because a lot of people just don't run in primaries, and that's a viable option. But I do remember what caught me off guard, you saying that Kamala Harris was a better choice. And I remember part of what you said was because Trump, if he's elected, legitimizes the system. And that would be worse. You didn't want Trump to be elected because it would legitimize the system. Explain what you meant by that, because that sounds to me like you want to delegitimize and almost revolution instead of Trump.
Well, and here's the thing. I think that Trump is obviously the better president if you're just taking like all the nominal figures, like fewer illegal immigrants, he secured the border, the economy's going to be better, the government's going to be more efficient. So, I mean, we're in agreement on that. Here's the problem. And I try to make people think about it in these terms. It's sure. And I don't want this to sound like a cop-out, but I'm trying to get people to think, which is that the Epstein files, bombing Iran, and I'm not gish-galloping, I'm just giving a little list of things I don't like. The H-1B visas, the 600,000 Chinese students, all these things happen, and because they're happening under Trump, he is legitimizing them, and he's legitimizing the moneyed interests that are responsible for them. And I do think that deflates a lot of the fervor for change that existed before.
Yeah, but with who? With the neocons, who are always like, neocons are basically the neolibs. They're the same at the end of the day. Like, because you're looking at Trump's approval rating, it's fucking crashing right now. It's crashing hardcore, bro. So clearly, his coalition, the MAGA coalition, is not happy with Trump. And the neocons, I think, are really happy. But Trump's kind of flipping it back up again. It looks like he's going old school Trump, so we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, his approval rating is dog shit right now.
And I just think sometimes, is that necessarily better in the long term? I don't disagree that Trump is, there's a very big pragmatic benefit, but in the long term, I worry about that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's better in the long term. And okay. I agree with you completely on 600,000 Chinese students. I don't know if you saw, we did an entire hour on that. H-1Bs. Yeah. I was throttled as a result from, well, I can't say Elon Musk directly, but I believe I perhaps called him a retard, whatever it was. I insulted him quite publicly. And, for my troubles, made $27 in the course of a month on X. Ashley Sinclair made like 26 grand in 2 weeks. Who knew, right? That's kind of odd. So
is she the one that got knocked up by Elon? So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there's nothing funny going on with the X, guys. Nothing funny going on with the X. I remember the great H-1B wars. I remember them. It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating because that's like the heart of America first. Like, yeah, let's look after American workers, and all this immigration is just hurting American citizens. Their wages aren't going up. Inflation's kicking their ass. But yeah, let's just keep bringing in more people. And then we offer the simple solution most of us did is like, well, you need to set up a system where if people do need to, like, there's just no way they've spent all year trying to find an American to do this specific job and they can't find them, then great, okay, go get them overseas. But you got to pay them more than you would an American. So that way, when you do it, it's not hurting the wages of Americans. But no, that's too much to ask for as well. I don't think, I got to look it up again, but they did this big fucking announcement. Oh, it's going to be 100,000 per year for each H-1B. Is anything happening with that? I remember reading something like it's not even happening. So again, it's just more bait for the base to be like, oh, look, we're gonna cut income taxes, and then nothing happens, and then fucking nothing happens. It gets annoying when Trump says everything you want to hear, and then he gets into office and it's like nothing. None of it ever gets done. It does get so annoying.
I agree with you on H-1Bs. I will tell you, worse than 600,000 Chinese students would be another 15 to 20 million illegals and changing the census rule, which is what we were looking at, where that redistricts the entire map. And there's no chance to any type of conservative, Republican, nationalist, populist being elected again. And I do think that there was a lot of progress made. I would go, a lot of wins, not only the border. 99% is not marginal to me as far as reduction. I think that's pretty significant.
There's one place where for sure he's done a great job is the border. I get 100%. Yeah, that's a win.
But I'd like to go to, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that perspective, but I also don't understand what the threshold is as far as, okay, burn it all down, or we want to delegitimize the system. Because I know we lived through that, and then I know that you've all...
I think the only problem with the border stuff is like some people feel he's not going hard enough. Like we'll never be able to deport enough people at this rate to actually like kind of undo what Biden did. I get that. But I guess you also got to be more hardcore. Like you see in Chicago, you see like ICE is like being chased around by armies of crazy middle-aged women. And they're getting attacked. They're getting their vehicles ran into. They're getting blocked in by fucking armies of vehicles. Like, how come we can't do something about that? I don't know. Maybe arrest Pritzker. Maybe we need to arrest him, you know? Okay, yeah, we're done with that one. See what the next one is. Where we at? 22 more likes. Can we get 22 more likes? Let's see if we can get to 100, guys. If you're enjoying the show, you're one of the 178 people enjoying the show. Obviously, not all of you are enjoying the show. I know I got hate watchers as well. But if you are enjoying the show, smash the thumbs up. And links in the description if you want to support. Thank you, guys.
I remember that monologue.
So this is Nick saying he's witnessed satanic activity when he was hanging out with Kanye. Are we about to get a Kanye versus Nick showdown? Is this friendship about to come crashing down? But yeah, if you told me this, I'd be like, oh yeah, of course there's some satanic weird shit around Kanye. Of course.
I remember that monologue well because I saw a lot of this satanic occult stuff. I'm talking about like Pizzagate stuff. Like we have to acknowledge there are a lot of people in the elite that are straight up devil worshippers. I firmly believe in this like eyes wide shut kind of thing that does happen. I don't think it's necessarily a grand conspiracy, but
no, there's spiritual warfare for sure. For sure.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of those types of people out there, especially in like Hollywood. I saw it up close and personal when I was with Ye, and I just hate that stuff so much.
Wait a second.
And
I want to give you the answer, but what do you mean you saw it up close? Were you at an eyes wide shut party with Ye?
No, I wasn't at a party, but you know, being with him, you see, you know, like with Balenciaga, they did that at Balenciaga.
Okay, all right.
They had that like S&M teddy bear, you know, and there's things like that. It's like a wink and a nod to basically just evil, just straight up evil. And so no, you know, that they always do this. I do a show every night, as you know, and you sometimes get whipped up and you say something like that. So I don't know that I have a policy of like when I get in charge, I'm going to give everyone the death penalty. But suffice to say, the people that are involved in that kind of stuff, they can't be negotiated with. It's not going to be a power sharing agreement with people that worship Moloch and Baal and the Epsteins and who is it, the Podestas. Like those people are going to have to be like imprisoned or something like that, because
people who worship evil, how can you come? Somebody who worships evil, their goal is not to like make life better for everybody else. I'd be like, they want things to be bad, and they're gonna lie, manipulate, cheat, steal. They're gonna do everything. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with that point. I wonder how much demonic influence there is among the elites. I wonder. I do think. I mean, shit, the spirit cooking, all that weird shit we saw. You know, the Podestas, especially, like with the weird art that they have, like with little kids, like, ugh. There is something weird going on there, man. But I don't know. It's Kanye. I thought Kanye was a man of God. Kanye, I think you need to respond to this. I think we need a Kanye versus Nick war. That's what we need next.
That stuff just makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, we need a Kanye versus Nick war. We need more Kanye, man. I'm always down for more Kanye. So this is an important one. Steven Crowder, do you hate all Jews? Nick Fuentes, no. So here he is, hitting him with the tough question. See, you could do this in a way that's not a gotcha. And to me, it's actually helpful for Nick to be able to get out from under a lot of this shit.
Sure. Nick, I think there's some misconceptions of you.
Yeah.
At Polish Pride 68 super chatted $1.99. Eyes Wide Shut is a documentary.
You know, apparently because Kubrick died before he could edit it together, like the version of Eyes Wide Shut we got is not like, it's not Kubrick's version. The guy who worked with Tarantino on Pulp Fiction, who helped write it, he like that's his like kind of one of the projects he wants to do is he wants to re-edit and like redo Eyes Wide Shut to be completely in line with Kubrick's original vision, which that'd be interesting. I'd love to see that.
I've heard,
because I'll be honest, I love Kubrick. I mean, I have Kubrick watch it. If you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it back there, but the book, The Face, that's Kubrick. He's watching over every show I do. He's looking right back at the camera, say hello to Kubrick. I love me some Stanley Kubrick, but that's probably one of my least favorite Kubrick films.
This said, can you clear the air? Nick Fuentes, do you hate...
Not that it's a bad film. I would rank it, of all my favorite Kubrick films, I would put that one pretty low on the list.
Hate all Jews, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you consider yourself an anti-Semite, a noted anti-Semite?
No.
Okay. Clears that up. Do you believe that white people are superior to all other races on the planet?
No.
Okay. Do you want to eradicate all non-whites from the United States?
No.
Okay. Well, Barry Weiss will be very happy to hear that. No doubt she's watching. And then because this happens a lot, right? It's Tucker did this with you. Fed. Nick Fuentes, are you in fact a Fed?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but is he going to say yes if he is? I mean, let's be real. I believe him. You know, he's an edgy boy. I look, when I first started talking about Nick, I went in hard because I'm like everybody else. I'm getting all these fucking clips. And I'm like, dude, this shit is going to be terrible for us. They're going to fucking do what they're doing now, which is they're going to use these clips to fucking disparage everybody and everybody that's talked to him, everybody that's had, you know, that doesn't fucking disavow him and excommunicate him. They're all going to get fucking tarred and feathered by these clips. But then as I've investigated Nick more, I've kind of realized what's really going on. And It's just edgy boy clips, man. It's edgy boy clips. He's basically, when you've watched some of his shit lately, he's like, I think he knows that it probably wasn't, it served its purpose at the time, but the overall effect of those clips being out there is not good. He probably regrets it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm glad he's addressing this shit.
I'm going to get through these rapid fire really quickly. They're actually, there's not much. So this week, Jillian Michaels will be on the show next week while you're doing Piers Morgan Censored. And she said that we need to disavow you, and specifically said you had said that women either want or need to be raped. Now, I looked for this. I have not found, as a matter of prescription from you, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, Jesus, we're back on this very uncomfortable topic again. Do we have to go here again, man?
That you believe women should be raped as a matter of policy. Do I have that right?
That's so ludicrous on the surface. It's like, obviously he's fucking around. But no, people will just jump with that and be like, obviously he thinks women should be raped as a rite of passage. We should write a law. We should get Congress together to write a law. It's like, dude, it's such fucking, it's just jokes, bro.
Yeah, you're correct on that. Yes.
Okay. All right. So she's wrong. She's just an angry lesbian. Got it. Now, finally, this one might surprise people because I know you and Charlie Kirk were sort of rivals, as you've described. Been a lot of controversy floating around that, and people often say that you blame the Jews for everything. Do you believe the Jews killed Charlie Kirk? That's one of the conspiracies out there right now. What's your position on that?
I don't believe that. As it stands right now, I think it was Tyler Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You actually believe the official story? Oh, I'm going to go cry. This is what I get every time I go. And I don't even say right now, I believe it's Tyler Robinson. I'd say there's evidence out there that points to him and I want to see it all. Okay. So I'm kind of withholding judgment until I have all of the picture, which will come out in trial. But, yeah, I guess Nick took the 7K.
Yeah,
huh?
okay,
Nick
me
took
too.
the
And if there's
7K.
something else, I hope that we find out. But I think a lot of people would just sort of...
In Israel, where are you at? Give me my 7K in Israel. I need my 7K. Payment was supposed to be in a few days ago. Okay, what are we waiting for? I'm going to flip on you, Israel, if I don't get my 7K.
Toss you in that lot.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I think we've cleared that
I
up.
got
So,
bills.
look, there's some people who might be new to you here. I know you've told your story quite a few times. Some people here may not have heard your background. Tell folks out here your story.
So yeah, I think this was a pretty sweet interview. Steven Crowder wraps up his Nick Fuentes interview in the most classy way. We love that.
Appreciate
Class.
you taking the time. Want to say, hopefully, thought fair, productive. I think it was pretty friendly. We disagreed, but I'm happy about it.
Yeah, totally. Great conversation. Great getting to meet you. Absolutely fair. And I believe in conversations like these. And I thank you for, I know you're going to get flack for it. I thank you for giving me the platform and the opportunity. So it's good to finally speak with you.
Oh, absolutely. And hopefully, yeah, that's why I say I give you the floor, because I don't want anything to happen like what happened after with Tucker. I won't do it, and I don't want any drive-bys after. That's how this works, because people try and stir the controversy machine. I think this had a beginning, middle, and end. And Tucker was really shitty with what he did. Like, here's the thing. Whether I agree with him on some issues or you on some... It's just so bitchy to do that once you're gone. You have my word. I won't be doing that.
Yeah, and likewise, I'll be singing your praises. I'm number one. I'm a Mug Club guy now.
Okay, well done.
How long do you look at that cheese eating smile? He's so happy. Nick's so happy. He's like, I got a friend. Somebody really likes me out here. How long do you think this will last? It'd be nice if it lasts, but I bet you in 2 weeks, there's something that Nick's upset about. And they're throwing shots at each other. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But look at that smile. Oh, he's a sweet boy. He's such a sweet boy.
Don't go that far, because we're.
I endorse you completely.
Yeah, no. It's just like, when you think Steven Crowder, think Nick Fuentes. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Well, if I don't see you, Merry Christmas, Nick. Thank you for taking the time. Be well.
Thanks, man. Merry Christmas.
Nick. See, you guys know that guy. What's his name? He's been on Rogan a few times. What's his name? The black guy that basically goes to the KKK and talks to him and then convinces people to leave the KKK. Daryl something? And how does he do it? Does he do it by disavowing them and going into their face and screaming at them that they're a racist piece of shit and how dare they? No, he sits down and he's like, how you doing, buddy? They have a drink. They talk. They realize like that, oh my God, this guy's just like all my other buddies. He just happens to be black. And that's the way. That's the way. You know, like if your approach to Nick is just to be like, you're a racist piece of shit that needs to be banned off everything, you're just going to make more racists, dude. You really are. So whatever. Let's move on. Well, this clip's not over.
Fuentes, everybody.
Is he still using what was that guy's name? The music he used to use. The guy that does all those Disney songs, Disney remixes. Anyway, yeah, let's see. We got another one? Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Right at 2 hours, boys. Yeah, I thought this was going to go way over 2 hours, but we're right at 2 hours. Perfect timing. So what do you guys think? Should I do a poll? I want to do a poll. Whose side are we on in here? Because I want to see what my audience thinks. I'm going to do like Candace Owens here. I'm going to do a poll. Are we Team Candace or are we Team TPUSA? Let's see where we're at here. Here we go. Get ready. Poll coming up. Let's see, guys. Let's see where y'all stand. Team Candace or Team TPUSA? Let's see. Here's a poll. After today, if you have watched the whole episode before you vote on this, okay? How's everybody doing in the chat? You guys having fun? You enjoyed the show? Thank you, J.O. Dubs. Thank you, brother. Daryl Davis. Yes. Olive, thank you. Clutch. Coming in clutch. I don't know. Every time I say Olive's name, it makes me think of Alex Jones insulting Ben Shapiro. Because remember, Alex Jones was like, "You Olive, you," to Ben Shapiro. I don't know. It always makes me think of Alex Jones. Laugh out loud. TPUSA all the way on this one. Oh shit! Yeah, we already got some results. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's all. I don't see. There's not even a single vote for Candace yet. Damn, Candace. Candace is not looking good. And there's a lot of. I know there's a lot. Maybe all the fucking Candace people that hate me and talk shit. Maybe they already gave up. They're like, I can't do this anymore. I want to troll and say Candace, but I shall be truthful. TPUSA. You guys are defending like murderers? I can't believe you guys are buying the original story. Daryl is a reparations black activist. Yeah, but he's got the right strategy. When it comes to like if you want to bring people back from being racist, you want to pull them back from that line and be and like kind of see people as, you know, as individuals and not judge everybody based on their skin color. He seems to have unlocked the fucking method for doing that. And it isn't disavowing and attacking. It's actually talking, showing love, and, you know, finding common ground. I forgot who used to say, I think Gavin McGinnis used to say this. Like, even people that are kind of a little racist, they're not racist to the point where they're going to turn down like an awesome black friend. Like they meet the like coolest black guy in the world who like they all share the same fucking beliefs and or share the same fucking interests. Like they're gonna be like, no, because he's black. No, like, all these racists and their favorite athlete is Michael Jordan. How does that work? How's that work? You know. Rich Voss is on Story Wars.
3 super chatted $5. Rich Vo is on Story Wars. First of all,
I know what Story Wars, but I don't know much about Rich Voss. I've heard the name, but I don't follow him. I'm not like in the know with all these fucking comedians, you know? I don't really follow stand-up comedy that much. I've been bored of stand-up comedy for a long fucking time. So yeah, I don't really follow a lot of stand. I do go see, I can enjoy stand-up in person when I go in person, but like watching stand-up clips and all that, it's just, I don't know. I'm just, Did we get, nobody's voted Candace yet? For fuck's sake. Not a single Candace vote? Oh, it's 38%. Team Candace, 38. Team TPUSA. Okay, so we got to, that's only 30 votes, but hey, it counts. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's, this is the representative of the entire country. My poll. This is how the world feels. The 30 people that voted in my chat, they represent the entire world. Yeah, I like Jim Brewer too. Jim is fantastic. There are some good comedians out there. Jim Jim was one of my favorite comedians. And maybe that's why I don't like comedy as much now, because nobody lives up to like early Jim Brewer and early Chappelle, and I don't know. But yeah, I've always loved like comedy films, sketch comedy. Chappelle's Show, probably still, to me, if I was like, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened in the entirety of the world, I'd say Chappelle's Show. I mean, I could go back and watch that whole season right now and laugh my entire ass off. And then you had a lot of other good sketch comedy. You know, you had Joaquin Pill, obviously. You had what was the one with the Canadian guys? Kids in the Hall. Kids in the Hall had some decent. It wasn't as good as like the other ones, but it was decent. In Living Color, of course. I mean, that's really what set me off as a kid, because I was really young when In Living Color came out, and Jim Carrey on In Living Color. I fell in love with sketch comedy, dude. We need more sketch comedy. And yeah, I mean, it's nice that Shane's doing Tires, but I would have rather seen Shane do more sketch comedy, and hopefully that's coming soon. We get some more sketch comedy from Shane. Carlos Mencia. Yeah, I never really got into Carlos Mencia. The Mind of Mencia, right? Was that a sketch comedy show? I never really got into it. So I actually watched the show. That's why I defended him, and you called me a bot for it. I made the same realization as you, dude. Damn. Are you talking about me? Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Nico. But God bless you, brother. Everybody's welcome to have their opinions. You're welcome to disagree with me. You're welcome to call me a shill. A lot of the Israel obsessed types, they get real mad when I don't have that same obsession. Even though at the end of the day, I would do the same thing you want to do, which is to limit influence of foreign countries. I just think it's not beneficial to make it all about Israel as opposed to our government being corrupt. But yeah, you know, you're all welcome to your opinions, and I'm not right about everything. Obviously, there's a lot of things I'm wrong about. I'm just sharing my opinion. I'm just asking questions. Are we allowed to ask questions? I'm speculating. At the end of the day, it's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. WKUK went hard. Yeah, Trevor Moore. I never really followed until after he passed away, and then like I've watched like the retelling of the Civil War and the 9/11 sketch in the classroom. Like there's some fucking banger shit, dude. And rest in peace, Trevor Moore. Talk about somebody being taken before their time, right? Like that's just sad, man. That's just sad. And such a meaningless way to die. Like you just fall off your balcony. Like, dude, at least, you know, say what you want about Charlie Kirk. Like, I mean, that's a pretty badass way to go if you're going to go. I'd rather go like Charlie Kirk than have a drink and fall off my balcony, or go get in my car and just like somebody runs a red light and just takes me out. Like Charlie Kirk died fighting a battle. He died in the fucking trenches. He didn't just like, oops, I fell and now I'm dead. And obviously a lot of people don't believe that's what happened to Trevor. They believe there's some conspiracy there, like everything else. And I don't know. It is a little weird. It is a little weird, but I guess he was a tall, clumsy guy. I don't know. But rest in peace, man. I would have liked to seen him stay around. Crowder is so scummy for taking a shot at Tucker like that, literally trying to stir up drama. Yeah, that I kind of agree. Like, I see their point, but I don't think what Tucker's done is that bad. Like, they make it like Tucker's done some like really nasty, underhanded shit, and it's like, nah, he's just speaking his mind. And yeah, he should have addressed a lot of that shit with Nick in person. But I guess he wanted to keep it nice. Well, laugh aloud. I don't know. I've seen some theories. Yeah, it's hard to find theories on it, but yeah, that it is. I mean, those are the ones that are harder to believe. You know, like, is it hard to believe that some crazy fucking leftist was so radicalized and insane that he decided to kill the boogeyman, that the person that he thought was like spreading hate and danger? Like, no, that's not crazy, but it is kind of crazy to think that you could just go onto your balcony and then just accidentally fall off your balcony and land on your head. And then he did a show that same day. It was like right after the show. He didn't even seem drunk on the show. He was drinking like, I don't know, White Claws or something. And he didn't seem drunk on the live stream. And then I guess, you know, in the couple of hours between his live stream and him falling off, I guess he must have got really drunk. It's so hard to wrap your head around shit like that. How does that happen? You know? And I think those deaths are harder to take when it's some like random accident that's so easily avoidable. Like that's harder to take. For me, anyway. It's harder to make sense of. Even Crowder agrees? What are we talking about, Nico? What are we talking about? Old Folks Home is a fave. I don't think I've seen that one. But Tucker didn't. He glad-handed, then talked shit. Well, this is what people do on the internet. I do agree. Like I said, I see the point of view where he should have addressed that on the show when he had Nick there and not wait till Nick leaves and then start calling him an anti-Semite. But at the end of the day, I think Tucker is just expounding the opinion he's always had. And if that's still his opinion, well, that's his opinion. And I don't know. I think he's just being a little too sensitive about it. Well, that's why Nico, he says he was going around talking shit and calling Nick Semitic. Well, that's why he should have addressed it on the show. He should have pulled out the clips and been like, do you really feel this way? You know, because this is coming across as this or that. But he didn't, because I guess he wanted to be nice. But yeah, I mean, I've said that from the very beginning. I wish he would have, and I wish, Crowder did a little bit of it, but I wish somebody would sit down with Nick and go through all, and Nick should do it. Nick could do it on his own show, but I think it'd be more impactful on somebody else's show that's kind of got more of a, can reach all the platforms that Nick can't reach. Although he seems to be able to reach all the platforms now. But like, sit down and address all the Edgy Boy clips and explain, okay, I'm just trying to be funny. Obviously, I don't believe this. This is what I really believe. This is me just being bombastic and over the top for entertainment and just, comedy. And I think that'd be helpful. What else we got in the chat? What I find funny is Tim Pool is accusing Candace Owens of being dramatic in her show. Well, I mean, everybody tries to be dramatic. Everybody's trying to be an entertainer, bro. Obviously, Tim Pool's dramatic, but is Tim Pool trying to accuse people of murder because he had a dream? Because Charlie Kirk came to him in a dream, so now he knows that TPUSA had something to do. Like, that's the dramatic shit, But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Tim Pool he's a dramatic guy. Mr. Cody, man, Rabbi, I think John Mod would show he's definitely not ready to be president yet. No, we can't give John a mod. It's too much responsibility. John's just here to enjoy the show and have fun. He doesn't need that responsibility. Plus, we got enough mods, man. We got a team of cracked mods, top of the line mods, man. They can handle anything. They're trained. They all went through training. They're ready to go. They know exactly what to do. There's no situation that they would be unsure of how to handle. It's a crack team, the best mods in the world. Mod is the step to the presidency. Look, we all know John's, he's going to run for president and whenever he's old enough. And I'm sure he'll make a good president, okay? I'm sure. All right, guys, great show. We'll see you tomorrow. Should be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's what, Friday? Yeah. I should be here tomorrow, okay? Unless something comes up. The way I do it, again, I'll explain this because sometimes I say I'm going to be here tomorrow and then I'm not. Is I essentially want to do 4+ shows a week, but at least 4. And this is my 3rd one. So I will definitely do one more show this week. And it might be tomorrow. And then I might also do another one on the week. I don't know. It depends on how my personal life is going and how much time I have because I have a lot on my hands right now. I'm basically a caretaker for my father. That takes a lot of work on top of taking care of a house all on my own and having to do everything around the house. And, being a caretaker, I don't know if you've done that, but it's can be a lot of work. But it's rewarding because it's my pops and I love him. And I'm not going to put him in a nursing home or some bullshit like that.
At L_Hefe67 super chatted $10. Great stream ping. Have a good night, buddy.
Thank you, Hefe. Love you, brother. Thank you for the support. You guys rock. Thank you for being fantastic mods. You guys are the best mods. The best mods in the world. The greatest mods. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Much love. Y'all have a wonderful night. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.